Good morning and welcome, sir. Like, sir, am I audible?
Hello.
You are clearly audible, sir. You are co-host now. You can share your
Okay.
PPT without
Okay, actually,
losing.
madam, there was a misconfusion. I think that my
What, sir? नाही लागणार आहे तिला. Shh. Good morning, sir. Am I audible?
am I audible now?
Yes, sir. You are clearly audible.
Okay, actually, there was a I was thinking my presentation was for tomorrow. I am not sure it was for today. Okay, so there is a miscommunication.
Okay. I'm extremely
Hello.
sorry for that. I'm extremely sorry for that, sir.
But anyway, I have a presentation in my. Yeah, you should just give me reminder. You have given me a big browser, but I have not opened that. Okay, no issue. Just
Yeah.
I am opening. I have a presentation in my computer in home.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Without losing time, we will start.
Yeah, yeah, no issue. I am starting.
No, sir. Wait for a second. Wait for a second, sir.
Okay, okay.
Good morning and welcome to all of you.
This meeting is being recorded.
Good morning and welcome to all of you. भारतीय स्वातंत्र्याचे अमृत महोत्सवी वर्ष तसेच वसंतराव नाईक मराठवाडा कृषी विद्यापीठ परभणी स्थापनेचे सुवर्ण जयंती महोत्सवाचे औचित्य साधून वसंतराव नाईक मराठवाडा कृषी विद्यापीठ परभणी अंतर्गत कृषी विज्ञान केंद्र बदनापूर तर्फे सेंद्रिय शेतीचे वाढते महत्त्व सेंद्रिय शेतीचे वाढते महत्त्व सेंद्रिय शेती करताना विक्री व्यवस्थांमधील अडचणी लक्षात घेता शेतीमध्ये नवीन उतरू पाहणाऱ्या तरुणांसाठी 10 दिवसीय ॲडव्हान्सेस इन ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंग प्रोडक्शन टेक्नॉलॉजी फॉर युथ इन एग्रीकल्चर अर्थात तरुण युवकांसाठी सेंद्रिय उत्पादनातील आधुनिक तंत्रज्ञान प्रशिक्षण कार्यक्रमाचे आयोजन ऑनलाईन वेबिनारच्या माध्यमातून 22 फेब्रुवारी ते 3 मार्च दरम्यान करण्यात आलेला आहे. त्यामधील आज 27 फेब्रुवारी 2022 या रोजी आपल्याला आपले प्रमुख वक्ते म्हणून लाभलेले आहेत डॉक्टर जयंत नाईक सर, सायंटिस्ट एग्रोनॉमी ICR रिसर्च कॉम्प्लेक्स फ्रॉम NEM नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न हिली रिजन येथून सर आपल्यासोबत संपर्क साधणार आहेत. सरांची मी थोडक्यात मार्गदर्शन करते. Organic agriculture is an integrated production management system which promote and enhance agro ecosystem health, including the biodiversity, biological cycle, soil biological activity. Organic agriculture follows the principle and logic of living organism in which all elements are closely linked with one another. This is accomplished by using various agronomical, biological, and mechanical methods. Organic farming is a broad spectrum production system that is supportive of the environment. Considering the importance of organic farming, this 10 days online certificate course being organized from February 22nd to March of 3rd, 22 by Krushi Vigyan Kendra Badnapur, that is Jalna 2nd. And today's our expert, Dr. Chant Lakes, scientist agronomy ICR research complex from northeastern hilly region. Sir, I requested to please start and guide us, sir. First of all, welcome. Once again, welcome. And good morning, sir.
Thank you.
If any query regarding the presentation or any information you want, then you type or put your question in chat box. Don't interrupt the lecture.
Can I now share?
Yes, sir.
It is visible from your side?
Yeah, it is clearly visible, but screen share option you have to choose, sir.
Okay, I have already done one time. Let's see.
Yes, sir, screen is visible and you are clearly audible. Once again, welcome and good morning. Sir, please unmute yourself.
Now it is okay?
It is okay? Yes, sir. Now you can start. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so thank you for giving me the opportunity for this presentation. Also, I think all the participants are also very much interested to know. And for the last few lecture, I think they have get some type of what is the organic farming, what is the different principles of organic farming, and how to go this organic farming in different way. Whatever the different sources of nutrients of farm or on farm they have to manage for organic farming. So my presentation is mostly on the background of the integrated organic farming system. I think many of these participants have heard the name of integrated farming system, where we are growing different type of crops as well as the animals. It may be dairy, it may be poultry, pig, cattle, or livestock, along with the agricultural and horticultural crops. Similarly, when we making this type of integrated farming system in a organic mode, where everything we are managing by organic inputs, then it is called IOFS. That is integrated organic farming system. So I am just giving a short introduction. I done my BSc from the Vishwabharati. After that, I have done my MSc and PhD in agronomy from Indian Agricultural Research Institute. And currently, I am working for last 10 years as a scientist as the ICR Research Complex for NES region. And recently, I have also completed my 1-year postdoc under the world famous food laureate Dr. Ratan Lal. And I am also working as the principal investigator of this organic farming project, as well as the AICRP of integrated farming system project. So if we see, in case of our northeastern part, our institute is located in the Shillong, and we have regional center across all the states. It's maybe Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Sikkim, Tripura, Mizoram, Manipur, and Nagaland. If you see, the most of the area is more than 90% area is the hilly, and very less area is the landlocked, that is the valley land. The area is about 0.25 square million square kilometer, and population is about 40 million. And population density is very much low. Most of the people are doing traditional type of agriculture, so commercialization of agriculture is very much less. And if we see, I think organic farming already defined by different previous speakers, so I am not going through this. But one thing I think everyone know, the positive side of agriculture: better quality food, soil health is improved, soil microbial consortium will be enhanced. So there will be also pesticide residue free. But there is also some concerned analysis is there. A recent paper has published in the Nature this on the different meta-analysis they have done by Stuart et al. That there is, in some cases, there is a production of 80 to 20% lower in case of organic as we compare to the conventional. But the second light is in their conclusion is clearly mentioned, for certain crops, growing condition and management practices, organic system come closer to the matching conventional system. So if we see whatever different type of things, where to promote our organic farming, should we go for organic farming whole India, or we should go for organic farming for particular niche area and niche crops? Niche area mean a particular region where farmers are traditionally using very less amount of insecticide or fertilizer. So it is will be very easy for us to convert this area into a organic farm, because we have not to change too much their fertilizer consumption or reduction. And in this condition, Northeast India is very much suitable for going for organic farming, because we are mostly using very less amount of fertilizer. Already, if you can see, only 12 kilo per hectare. If you compare with your just Punjab, it is more than 200 kilo per hectare. We have a very much climate diversity and rich biodiversity. We are getting more than 2000 millimeter of rainfall. So there is too much vegetative cover and forest growth and lots of weeds and other things which we can use as a compost. We have about availability of 46 million ton of manure, and soil is very much rich in everywhere. If you see the soil organic carbon, that just like our blood of our body, it is generally 0.5 to 0.6%. But in northeastern India, the soil organic carbon is very high, it about 1.5 to 3.5%. And there is about just near a million hectare under shifting cultivation, where farmers are already using nothing and they have not applied any manure also. So there is a very tremendous chance to make convert this shifting cultivation area into a certified organic farm, so that farmers can produce and sell this produce in the international and domestic market and can get a good income. And also organic farming we should promote for different type of important crops which is a very high market value. It's maybe ginger, turmeric, it's maybe joha rice or scented rice. So by this aspect, this organic farming is being promoted by the central government also in Northeast India. But the question is that why we are going for organic in a integrated farming system mode? Whenever we go for different biomasses and composting and vermicomposting, these are the different type of trees which is also available. We have seen Erinus India, Elnas nepalensis, Parkia roxburghi, and Auriculia auriculiformis. And most of the time we have seen the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium content in their leaves is very high. Nitrogen content is more than 3%. Similarly, we can grow different type of hedgerow species like Cajanus cajan, Cajanus tetragonia, and also T candida. So always we have to promote different type of indigenous crops as well as the leguminous crop, so that we can produce our own different type of manure, as well as this leaf extract we can also use as a compost. And if you see, this is a simple uncultivated land, and here due to the high soil organic carbon and very good rainfall, there is a very much weed biomass. So always weed is a problem, but this weed we can also use as a manure. But always we have to think here, we have to properly decompose it, either in a compost pit or with the mixing of the cow dung, and with the help of earthworm, we can produce good quality of vermicompost. Then only we can use this type of biomass in the field. And if you see, this is one farm we are growing groundnut, and in the band we are growing tephrosia. This is a leguminous crop, and these leaves have more than 3% nitrogen, which we can apply in the field. Similarly, we can grow soybean as a intercrop, and after certain time, this soybean leaf we can cut and mix in the soil. So this will also enhance, conserve the soil moisture, enhance the soil fertility, and for the remaining growth, the soybean will come for the grain purpose. Two weed is very much popular. I think you have also heard about Lantana camera in your area. Lantana camera is also very much common for this. And second weed is Euphorbium odoratum. But we can also use this type of crops in our compost pit and can produce good quality manure. So we have done different type of experiment over the last 15 years, maybe vegetable based cropping system. We have done the field based or cereal based cropping system. And we can want to show there is a previous moth, if the organic farming is going to yield will be too much load. So I can tell this is an experiment over the last 7 years, and you can see in our most of the vegetable crops, for carrot, for French bean, for tomato or potato, you can see 100% organic and integrated, both are coming near about for their yield. So it is not necessary everywhere if you go for organic, the yield will be less. You have to choose your crops. Maybe initial 3 or 4 year conversion period, your yield penalty or yield reduction may be there, but after that the yield will be at par. And you have to choose the particular location. In our area, as the soil organic carbon is very high and soil is quite fertile, after 2 or 3 years practice of organic farming, we are getting at par yield as to our integrated and better than our inorganic one. If you can see in our from our this PPT. And if we see, we have also done different type of quality parameters we have done, and it is investigally is true that most of the quality parameters of tomato or carrot, it's maybe the TSS, ascorbic acid content, reducing sugar, lycopene, or in case of carrot, if you go for the beta carotene, total carotenoid, reducing sugar, most of the parameters is highest in 100% organic, followed by the 75% organic or integrated. So organic farming, that's why being too much promoted in case of quality produced food. And we have seen in the COVID scenario, after the COVID scenario, the demand of this organic food internationally has been doubled within several weeks. So people want to get good quality food to make their immunity, and the organic produce is the best for one. And if we see in an integrated farming system, we have to not only think for a particular crop. Suppose we are growing tomato. We are growing tomato for 1 hectare area, and there is a too much hailstorm for a particular day. All of my 1 hectare tomato will be devastated, and farmers will be in too much burden in the financial loss. So always we have to promote organic farming, not for a particular enterprise, but we have to promote different type of crop diversification, cropping system mode, intercropping mode, and always we have to promote different type of our livestock, so that suppose livestock is giving the manure, that manure we can use as a source of nutrient for the crop, and whatever the crop residue is there, that can be used as a feed for the cattle. So we have to very less dependent on the external input. That is our one of the motto for organic or integrated organic farming system. We have to very less dependent on the external input. One input, output or byproduct can be used as an input for the others. If there may be chance of crop failure for certain crops, but we get some definite income for the other crops, so that the farmers will not get totally lost. And farmers not only will be busy for rice or wheat growing, and he can job opportunity only for 3 or 4 months, he will be getting throughout the year job. And nowadays this is very much important, and lots of labor and migrated has from the cities after the COVID scenario, and there is a too much pressure on the rural economy. So this integrated organic farming system not only enhance the income of the farmers, but they can also create too much job. Here we can grow, you will see in this picture, generally farmers are growing only one crop maize in the rainy season. But if we can take certain agronomic management and optimize time of sowing, we can take a second crop, that is the French bean after maize. You see this, after the harvesting of the maize, in organic farming, you have to think, you cannot throw anything out of the farm. Whatever the crop residue is there, weed residue is there or stock is there, byproduct, you have to conserve and you have to apply in your field. Otherwise, you are only growing crops and mining the nutrients. It is not produced enough to again back to the soil. Suppose for giving 100 kilo of nitrogen, you have to apply it only 220 kilo of urea. But for this 100 kilo nitrogen, you have to apply 20 ton of FOM. So there is always question where we will get this much of enough FOIM or vermicompost. So always we have to make this conservation agriculture, conservation of the residue and everything within our farm. In case you see, we have done harvesting of the maize. We keep 1 meter standing stubble and the maize stalk have kept in between. And in this between the standing maize row, we are going for zero tillage and sowing of the French bean by a small furrow. You see, now the French bean has been emerged in between rows of the standing stubble of the maize. And after that, this maize stalk is helping to the anchorage. So they are getting support because this is the pole type of the French bean. So they need bamboo. And after the germination of the French bean, whatever the maize residue upper part, we did not throw out of the farm. We are using as a mulching. So in the winter months when there is no rain, this not only conserve the soil moisture, but after that decomposition, it also enhance the soil fertility. And these stalks of the maize, they are reducing the bamboo requirement for this pole type of French bean by 30%. So ultimately, they are enhancing the income of the farmers. And if we see, this is also very much important to know which variety is good for your organic farming. Particularly a variety, it may be very good performing well under inorganic fertilizer application, but it is not necessarily that variety will fit in your organic system. So always you have to trial in your KVK or other things which variety is getting well. The variety which may be very high yielder, but it is too much insect and pest susceptible. So that will not perform well in the case of organic farming, because in organic farming your choice of applying the insecticide or fungicide is very much limited. So always you have to promote that type of varieties or crops which are little bit hardy or resistant. And here we can see in our condition, one variety maybe this the Naga local of the French bean is coming exceptionally well when you are going after the maize. But that may be different for your region. And soil organic carbon, this is very much important, and I can want to say this experiment if you can get when we are using, some farmers can using vermicompost, some farmers can use FOM, and some farmers can give 50% FOM or 50% of the vermicompost. And if we see when we are using 50% vermicompost and 50% FOM and a long-term experimental basis, our soil organic carbon is very high, and the highest soil organic carbon in getting we for the FOM plus VC. So always we have not to dependent only one type of organic manure, but we have to use. But that's for that you have to promote the vermicompost preparation in your own farm because it is a very much costly. Every time you cannot purchase 5 ton or 10 ton of vermicompost from the market. And this is one model for the hill slope when we are growing. We don't try to disturb the natural forest. We always put the natural forest at the top. After that, we are growing forage crops or cover crop so that the soil erosion will be less and the water runoff will be less. And while we are going down the hills, then we should promote the crop of different type of cereal crops because we know these cereal crops, maize, rice, they are erosion permitting crop. So upper part we go for horticultural crops or erosion resistant crop, and the lower side of the hill we can go this type of erosion permitting crops. And I think I have already told what is the different farming system and things, but this is the integrated farming system everyone we know. I have already told what is the different type of principles, how one byproduct is used for the others, and everything is interlinked. Every time one is question is that what is the new in the integrated farming system? Integration of farming system, your component choosing would be wise, and number of cattle. Suppose in your organic farming system you have 2 cattle, and some may be question why you are not putting 5 cattle. In 5 cattle you will get more milk, it will be more income. But question is no. I have to see in my system, in my farm, how much fodder can we produce, how much feed we can produce, how much crop residue we can produce, and that only we will decide the number of livestock because we cannot purchase this fodder and feed from the outside. So always we have to a scientific balance the which component I should use and what is the number or actual area of this component. That only then only your farming system will be sustainable. And if you see, you know this is the advantage. This is one diagram of dairy based integrated farming system. If you see, In case of dairy based farming system, our main important is the dairy, so milk produce. So for that we will not grow for horticultural crops or cash crop. We should promote that type of crops which are giving fodder or feed to the cattle. And that's why we are growing broom grass, we are growing maize. Apart from maize, we are giving leguminous fodder, that is cowpea, soybean, rice bean, and different type of trees. Because in the winter months there may not be any irrigation, so you cannot grow any fodder. But this type of ficus and other species, the leaves can you use for feeding the cattle. So this is just a schematic diagram how you can scientifically or intelligently use different components to make your system a sustainable one. And this is the efficient slow. You can show how everyone is interlinked. You have this crop residue that you can use giving to the feed to the pig. You can use as a manure. You have to always make vermicompost or compost pit, and whatever the excreta or use you have to scientifically use, so that you have to be very less dependent on the external output or market. And one thing is very good model in your IFS, I can tell. Suppose you are growing only rice, so you are only growing rice, you are getting income only in the month of suppose November or December. But in case of farming system model or organic farming system, you are getting some income throughout the year. For milk, you are getting everyday income. For egg, you are getting everyday income. For certain crop, you are getting probably in the cold crops for December, January, February. In the summer season crop, you are getting April, May, June. So a farmers will always get some distribution of their income. And sometimes you have lots of pond, but this pond dike is generally vacant. But it is wisely we are telling to use this pond dike also growing for crops. And you can grow different type of crops, maybe cabbage, maybe cauliflower, maybe bottle gourd, because the water is nearby. So you have not to go very high area for irrigation. So always this is called pond dike intensification. Similarly, you have the vertical cropping system. Suppose a farmer say very less area, you want to grow more. So we can put different type of bamboo machans, and bamboo machans over we can grow different type of bottle gourds, squash or cucumber. And in the downside, but you have to choice of crop is very much needed. You cannot grow a very much just sun loving crop. You have to give that type of crop which are shade tolerant, just like ginger, just like turmeric. They do not need too much of light. So you can easily grow this crop under the vertical cropping system. Similarly, everywhere in the KVK you have seen lots of compost pit. And in the mainland where temperature is very high, 40 degree or more, most of the nutrient of this compost or vermicompost pit is nitrogen along with some phosphorus is going out. So what we have to do? If you make this type of bamboo structure above your compost pit and put some type of these climbers like bottle gourd, like your cucumber, it not only gives some additional income to the farmers, but it also reducing the sunlight entry. So ultimately, the temperature will be maintained and your loss of nutrient from the compost will be lower. So your compost will be superior quality. So this is a very small intervention, and you can promote, you can enhance in your area, and you can tell the farmers to use. So in our farming system in our farm, we have made one very good quality integrated organic farming system model. And if you see, this is our component model. We have a farmers, whatever the need we are going to crop here. Cereal, he need rice maize, he need soybean, lentil, pea for pulses. And for the throughout the year, he can get vegetables in his organic vegetable kitchen gardens. We have a dairy unit, we have fruits, fishery, vermicompost, fodder unit, because you have a cattle. So when you have a cattle, you have to also give the fodder. So we are growing different type of fodder crops also. And recently we have introduced on the Dakar unit. So this is the ecological pathway. And if you see, this is the different type of model. This is our organic kitchen garden in integrated organic farming system. This is our farm pond, and this is our vermicompost. We are also using vermi wash, so that that can be used as a stimulant and also pest repellent. And always in integrated farming system, two things is very much important. You have to incorporate legume in your cropping system. Otherwise, every time you are taking too much, suppose maize you are growing or ginger, it is too much nutrient exhaustive crop. So next year you have to must grow their legume, maybe soybean, maybe groundnut, cowpea. Otherwise, in intercropping system and crop rotation. Suppose you are growing brinjal or tomato in a same area year after year. So tomato wilt or blight disease will be more. So always you have to change your plot. You have to make the crop diversification, crop rotation, and legume incorporation. These three principles are very much important. If you have to follow these principles, principle are very much for a sustainable organic farm. And if we see a small area of 0.4 hectare or 1 acre, a farmer is getting net return 85,000 from the different components. That is a very good quality food for his household throughout the year. And if we see nutrient supply balance, nutrient supply balance is very much important in organic farming system. You have to know how much nutrient I am mining from the soil by growing different type of crops, and you have to also work out how much organic manure, maybe cattle dung, urine, or maybe nitrogen fixation, or maybe residue you are generating and giving back. Otherwise, there will be no science. There will be no science in doing the organic farming or integrated farming system. Only you are taking the only yield. So if you see in our farm, we have done the nutrient cycle, then we can work out the exact nutrient balance. And if you see in our farm, about 95% of the nitrogen demand, we can meet within our system. So I'm very happy to say in our farm, about 95% of the nitrogen demand we can meet within our system. So we have to very less dependent on the external input to making our farm sustainable. Our model will be self-reliant or self-sustainable. Similarly, whatever the work we have done over the years under the integrated organic farming system, now we are promoting in a farmer's field under tribal subplan. And for that, what we have done, we have initially taken one village. We have taken a village where farmers are already using very less amount of inorganic pesticide or fungicide or fertilizer. And similarly, after 2 years, we are again total 3 villages we have adopted. We have done memoranda of understanding with the farmers so that they are not using any inorganic insecticide or fertilizer in future. And we are promoting, this is called cluster approach. Because a farmer is doing organic and here not nearby all the farmer is doing inorganic and their pesticide is applying. So whenever there will be some pest attack, the fellow farmers are using insecticide, all the pest will come to the organic farm and it will be very much difficult to control. So always we have to promote organic farming in a cluster approach, not an individual approach. And if you see in the farmers field, for that done, too much marshy land is there in case of valley land, where even after the rice there is too much water. So farmers are using only one crop rice. So what we have done raised and sunken bed techniques. In the sunken bed, farmers are growing rice, and in the raised bed they can grow vegetable. So they very much rice is for their sustainability or their food, and vegetable for the market. And they can grow 300 cropping intensity in this area. And there will be no problem of water because water is already there in the sunken area. So by this small micro harvesting water unit, the water can be gathered by the root in the gravitational force. So we have not to apply water also. Similarly, too much rainfall, yes, Cherrapunji is getting maximum rainfall 10th in the month of April to November 15. After the November, December, January, February is very less rainfall, totally dry season. And in the hill you cannot make a big pond because water seepage and infiltration loss is very high. So the farmers cannot grow a second crop. Even they have to walk kilometer after kilometer to fetch the water in this dry period. So what we have standardized a silpoline made micro harvesting structure that is called jalkun. That is about 30,000 liter to 48,000 liter capacity. And farmers can use lots of crop near the periphery of this organic kitchen garden. They can made nearing the jalkud with some bamboo structure so that the the sunlight will come less and water evaporation loss will be less. And farmers can getting an income. Similarly, sometimes we are making some bamboo structure or given pipe along the tina, that is the roof, and whatever the water is coming directly converted to the jalkund. So by that we can easily fill up our jalkund. This is a small technologies. Some farmer also going small, they are going fish in this jalkund, they are getting for their home consumption. Some farmer, you can also promote grow a azolla, because azolla, you know, that is a nitrogen fixation for rice. So you can produce this azolla in small quantity in your jalkund, and this azolla you can apply in your rice field. This azolla is also a very good feed for your livestock. So you can also produce this azolla for a feed supplement. And by these different techniques, we have modeled different type of organic farming system model we have developed in a farmer's field. So one farmer's field we have developed this integrated organic farming system village mention, and I am very much happy to share our this organic farming system model not only highlighted in our ICR their significant achievement, but it had also come highlighted in the recently concluded, that is the UN COP16, that is the climate change conference of parties, where more than 180 countries has been participated for the climate change scenario. This type of activities we are doing in Meghalaya has been published as a success story for India. So always we are trying to promote this type of because if you go for only one crop basis, then organic farming probably will not be succeed. Because if you go for only one crop basis, then organic farming probably will not be succeed. Because if you go for only one enterprise basis or one enterprise basis, then organic farming probably will not be succeed. Because if you go for only one crop basis, then organic farming probably will not be succeed. But if you go for only one enterprise basis, then organic farming probably will not be succeed. Because you have to produce your own manure, you have to produce your different type of vermicompost, you have different type of livestock you need, you have to very less dependent on the external, you get some income from the others. So always you have this type of crop, you have to dependent on each other. You will get your quality milk, you can get quality your egg, poultry, you can get quality meat, you can quality fish. This water can be used for the irrigation of the growing cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, and all then only you have this type of crop. You have to produce your own manure, you have to produce your own residue, and whatever the crop residue, maybe weed residue or jungle biomass, you have to produce your own biomass. And this biomass you have to use precisely. You have to use precisely because this biomass can be used for the irrigation of the growing cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, and all then only you have this type of biomass. You have to irrigate your crop precisely. And
Excuse me, sir.
you have to make compost along with the help of earthworm, that is good quality of the vermicompost, and on then only your
Sir, you are not clearly audible, sir.
your system will be sustainable. So one of these organic farming system model we have developed in our model just 0.3 hectare area. We have just worked out in the farmers field. Just cost is just 1 is about 60,000 and net return is 764,000. So if we convert this per hectare basis, it is quite a good income, about 1,09,000 monocropping system. He's hardly getting 30-fold increase in the income. Apart from he's getting quality and nutritious organ. In case of farmers in the lockdown and other things, when there was too much problem of the targeted or farming system or integrated organic farming things in a very high price in the local market. So pig is also very much important. Maybe somewhere it may be goat, in somewhere maybe sheep, but in northeastern people they use different pig meat, pork. There's very much demand. So it is very much low. It is hardly getting 60 to 70 pig variety in farmers field, where a pig can become more than 1 quintal in 1 year. But whenever you are applying pig or demonstrating pig in your farming system, you have to make sure where the food. So if you are growing, you are rearing pig, you have to grow different type of colocasia type of plants or different type of maize, so that you can use this feed, because this feed cost is very much high and it is not necessary whatever you are getting from the market that is organic. So if you did not get this organic, then there will be problem of the certification. And for the certification, I can want to told there is two type of certification. One is the third party certification, one is the third party certification, little bit time consuming and little bit oriented. You can sell your produce in the international, to sell his produce in the international market. The scheme 10 farmer or 20 farmer can make. After that they can apply for this PGS certification. You can sell your produce within poultry farming. So you can give different type of hello, it is audible. Am I audible?
Okay, you can continue. That's really problem. I will put the message in chat box.
काही तांत्रिक अडचणींमुळे सर लेफ्ट झालेले आहेत, परंतु कुणी लेफ्ट होऊ नका, थोड्याच वेळात सर जॉईन होत आहेत.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, sir, you are clearly audible.
Okay. Slide is visible, na? No one is answering.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
This slide is visible, na?
Yes,
Poultry?
sir. Slide visible.
Okay, so we have to always promote this type of backyard poultry farming, because every time it is not possible for a farmer to go make a poultry farm or make 1,000 type of poultry. But even we are giving 5 or 10 or 20 in a backward, so they a very good income to the farmer. 1,000 rupees, always time or small intervention we have to promote in organic farming. Similarly, mushroom cultivation. There may be some landless labor where he has not a very how area 1 acre another thing, but there is a lots of rice residue is available in the village or nearby locality. So by making a small rice thatch structure, he can promote the cultivation of the mushroom. And this organic mushroom is a very highly, and we can get up to 200, 300, 400 rupees a kg. So this is a small secondary type of agriculture where we have to promote in our organic farm so that the income will be more. Similarly, we are always promoting the organic food production, because fruits and vegetables are always highly cost, and there is a very good market demand. So always we have to grow. Suppose in case of here, pineapple is a very important crop. But if we growing only pineapple, what are the farmers doing in their traditional system? After 5 or 6 years, yield is very much low, because there is no giving of manure or fertilizer. So what we have done, in between pineapple, we are growing soybean or we are growing green gram. So that not only gives some extra income, but that also reducing the soil erosion fixed by the biological nitrogen fixation. So majority of the pineapple is become big, and there is a direct correlation, positive correlation between the size of the pineapple and the market price. So farmers is getting higher price. And if you see, this is the director of IISM Modipuram has visited our organic farming system farm in the villages. And similarly, by this one farming system model, only by selling of the farm pineapple, he can get up to 75,000 of income. Similarly, community vegetable, always joiner growing for organic farming system. And similarly, what we have done, we have done the community vegetable. Always joiner growing for organic farming system. We make a customer hiring center, and every fortnightly or weekly twice, we are giving different type of message how to grow organic farming system. Similarly, we have done organic farming vegetable for cold crops, cabbage, cauliflower, and broccoli. Beside also going for tomato and brinjal, it is not necessary a farmers have to produce their, although the organic seed is very much limited, but the seeds which are not mixed seeds are permitted into use in the organic farming. In this condition, what we have done, we have done the community nursery concept. So we are giving the and so to nursery by their own, and they are distributing among themselves when the nursery is ready for the transplanting stage. Similarly, we have done different type of training and demonstration program for rice seed production, integrated organic farming system, how to apply lime, and how to different type grow of crop. And small we have given some input so that a farmer, when he is going first time for the organic farming system, he gets some trust or some help from our ICR side. And apart from that, he can become self-sustainable. So he has not to depend on the state government or for the ICR for this input. Similarly, instrumentation is very much needed. Every farmer cannot purchase different type of just farm implements. If he is very ultimately our aim to cover maximum and maximum number of covers. And this is just simple, and I think most of them you have not visited the northeast. So always in your mind, northeast is a very tough area. There are lots of just maybe there is some unrest is there. But I'm telling you, if you got some time, it is a very nice place to visit. And what of the natural beauty, best natural beauty lies here. You can see the picture of the Gangtok, Sikkim, tea garden here, and different type of traditional culture, traditional festival on the northeast. You can go beautiful look this Umiam Lake, just 1 kilometer from my quarter. It is one of the best lake. You see the rice field, how the farmers are growing terrace rice cultivation with the using of the stream water. There are different type of waterfalls, Seven Sister Fall in Cherrapunji, is maybe Elephant Waterfall in the Meghalaya, and also Mizoram Hills, different type of historical places like Ujjain, the place in Tripura. And these two unique things you have seen, these are bridges. And these bridges does not made with brick or stone. These bridges have made over hundreds and hundreds of years by joining the roots of different type of ficus species. So in a very remote interior area, farmer have not the bridge. So how they will go to the other side of the river? So they have made this type of living root bridge, and is very much famous also. You can come and visit. Not only the single story bridge is there, also double root bridge of Meghalaya is also existed. Also one of the finest point, that is the river is meeting the Bangladesh, very clear water, very nice point is there. And also lots of snowfall area is there. Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh, Changgu Lake in Sikkim, and Yak, Mithun, this is the traditional land. And this is the Loktak Lake. You can see above this floating weed or grasses, there are many. Thank you. Any hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But no question. I have not got any response from the participant. Why they are too much mute? Or you have muted everyone?
No, no, sir. Because of everyone, if lecture is interrupted by anyone, na, then link there may be possibility. So we will mute ourselves. But
But
if
now they
any,
can interact, na?
then yes, yes, sir, definitely. If any query regarding the lecture or any question, you raise your hand. Otherwise, put the question in a chat box.
The
Don't
please question,
presentation
because
at
my
all.
most of the presentation was the pictorial mode. I think
No, no, sir. Your
you understand it. There
lecture,
was not any
lecture
problem.
is very informative. We are really impressed. If any query or any question regarding organic farming, please put your question in a chat box. Otherwise, unmute yourself. Yes, answer one question in a chat box. Suppose that can we use night soil in organic farming as in fertilizer?
हे बंद करणार किती आवाज आहे रे मला ना
Sir, one question in the box. If you want to ask question, please unmute yourself and ask question to sir.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello, my question is that can we use night soil as a fertilizer in integrated organic farming?
sir. Am I audible?
Hello?
Yes, sir. One question from
Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
you are.
there is some question because our night soil is very much rich in.
So please unmute करा.
Due to
Yes.
if you go for proper decomposition process, after the proper decomposition and it is allowed in the organic farming.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other question? Please put in chat box. Otherwise, you directly ask to the sir by unmuting yourself. Please unmute yourself and ask for questions. Okay, thanks to all of you to join and tune with us. On behalf of my Krishi Vigyan Kendra Badnapur. Yes, sir. Ramesh Mughal, sir, you want to ask the question? Yes, please unmute
Yes, ma'am.
yourself.
Uh, hello. My question is that we have missed some presentation part because of low internet. So could you share that PPT for us?
Okay, I can see. I can send the PDF format to your coordinators later.
Yes, sir. And my another question was there are so many hilly area and
Yeah.
how they manage their contour burns because we are from Sahyadri region and they are the same rice cultivation we are doing in this area, but the burns are the the local rats are damaging lots of burns. So how they control that kind of animal to rearrangement or
Yeah, it is a valid question, but your question of organic farming but controlling of rat is little bit difficult. We are not facing
yes.
this problem here because rat problem is not too much, but that also I have to see because you cannot use your different type of zinc phosphate and other thing to control the yields. In case you have to use different type of cage and other things, so that is the only use to control it. By organically, I think our choice is very much limited to kill the rats. I have to see. I am not so much sure because we are not facing this problem here.
For that
Okay, sir.
purpose, we are organizing the next session, and in that session, Dr. N.K. Bhute sir will guide us about how to control the pest and diseases in organic farming. So you can tune with us.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's good,
You got
but
to
then
answer.
you can tell also him to give some light on this rat because most of the people insecticide and pesticide or fungus they ignore the rat, but rat is also sometimes a problem.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay,
Any
thank you.
question? Please raise your hand and please unmute yourself and ask the question to the sir. Okay, I think no question is there. So on behalf of my KVK Badnapur, that is Jalna second, I extend a really heart vote of thanks to our today's expert, Dr. Jayant Like sir,
Thank you, madam.
who have guided us about organic farming and really we are impressed about northeastern state of our India. And we give promise to sir, definitely we will visit once, at least once, to northeastern state on Northeastern
Thank you.
region, and especially to your center, sir. So once again, thanks to Dr. Jayant
Thank
Lake,
you.
sir,
Thank you.
scientist, agronomy, ICR research,
Yes,
complex.
I have also share my mail in the chat box. If anyone a particular
Yes,
question later, they
yes,
can mail me. No issue.
yes, definitely, sir. So again, behalf of my KVK, I really heartily vote of thanks to our today's expert who spared time from his busy schedule and the grace of our event, and also guide us and very informative session, sir. Really thanks to you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, madam.
Don't leave the meeting. Why? Because our next session starts soon. मित्रांनो, आता आपण भारतामधील नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेटमध्ये घेतल्या जाणाऱ्या इंटिग्रेटेड ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंग सिस्टम बद्दल इन्फॉर्मेशन घेतली. आणि आता आपल्या सोबत दुसरे आपले जे मार्गदर्शक आहेत ते जोडले गेलेले आहेत, आणि त्यांचा थोडक्यात परिचय मी तुम्हाला करून देणार आहे. डॉक्टर नंदू काशीराम भुते सर, असिस्टंट प्रोफेसर ऑफ एंटोमॉलॉजी, आणि सध्या सर कॉटन इम्प्रुव्हमेंट प्रोजेक्ट AICCIP महात्मा फुले कृषी विद्यापीठ राहुरी येथे कार्यरत आहेत. सरांचं PhD VNNKV परभणी येथून झालं. तर यासोबतच ASRB नेट सुद्धा सर क्वालिफाय आहेत 2014 मध्ये. सरांना अवॉर्ड्स नॅशनल इंटरनॅशनल मिळालेले आहेत. त्यापैकी नॅशनल अवॉर्ड 2, राज्यस्तरीय 3, इतर 6, कॅश प्राइज 1, ट्रॉफी विथ ॲप्रिसिएशन 6, ॲप्रिसिएशन सर्टिफिकेट 11, स्टेट माफ करा सोशल अवॉर्ड 6, अशा पद्धतीचे विविध प्रकारचे अवॉर्ड्स सरांना मिळालेले आहेत. सरांना टीचिंग मधला म्हणजे अध्यापनाचा जवळजवळ 6 वर्षाचा अनुभव आहे. यासोबतच एक्सटेन्शन मधला म्हणजे कृषी विज्ञान केंद्रामध्ये सुद्धा सरांचं भरीव काम आहे. सोबत सरांनी 8 MSc चे आणि YCMU चे 10, तसेच विंटर आणि समर स्कूलमध्ये देखील सरांनी 4 ठिकाणी मार्गदर्शन केलेलं आहे. यासोबतच सरांचे रिसर्च रिकमेंडेशन 5 आहेत. रिसर्च ट्रायल आतापर्यंत सरांनी 30 कंडक्ट केलेले आहेत. प्रोडक्ट टेस्टिंग ट्रायलमध्ये सरांचं काम वाखाणण्याजोगं आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये 8 प्रोडक्ट टेस्टिंग ट्रायल आतापर्यंत सरांनी घेतलेले आहेत. स्पेशली FAW ऑन BT कॉटन अँड झायगोग्रायमा इन घोकरू याच्यामध्ये सरांनी फर्स्ट रिपोर्ट इंडिया आणि महाराष्ट्रासाठी प्रेझेंट केले होते 2. त्यानंतर पायलट प्रोजेक्ट ऑफ बायोलॉजिकल कंट्रोल मध्ये देखील सरांचं खूप चांगलं काम आहे. एक्सटेन्शन ऍक्टिव्हिटीमध्ये सरांचे 8 TV टॉक म्हणजे दूरदर्शनवरती प्रसारित केले गेलेले आहेत. रेडिओ टॉक आतापर्यंत 125 सरांनी दिलेले आहेत. आकाशवाणी प्रोग्राममध्ये 83 प्रोग्राममध्ये सरांचा सहभाग आहे. आणि ज्या फार्मर्स रॅली आपण शेतकऱ्यांसाठी ऑर्गनाईज करत असतो त्यामध्ये पार्टिसिपेशन म्हणजे सहभाग सरांचा 100 रॅलीमध्ये आतापर्यंत केलेले आहेत. सरांनी स्वतः ऑर्गनाईज केले, त्या पद्धतीने सहभाग घेतलेले 140हून अधिक ट्रेनिंग सरांनी आतापर्यंत शेतकऱ्यांसाठी केलेले आहेत. यामध्ये पब्लिकेशनचा विचार करता 30 सायंटिफिक आर्टिकल, इतर जर्नलमध्ये 2, टेक्निकल आर्टिकल 31, पॉप्युलर आर्टिकल आतापर्यंत 164, मराठीमध्ये जे काही आपल्या मराठी भाषेमध्ये पब्लिश केले जातात त्यामध्ये 15, आणि सरांच्या आतापर्यंत 5 बुकलेट देखील प्रसिद्ध आहे. या व्यतिरिक्त सायंटिस्ट अवॉर्ड 2019 बाय डॉक्टर B वसंतराज डेव्हिड फाउंडेशन यांच्यातर्फे सरांना मिळालेला आहे. सोबतच ASPEE नॅशनल फेलोशिप अवॉर्ड PhD 2010, स्टेट लेवल कृषी गौरव पुरस्कार 2018, स्टेट लेवल किसान Krishi Ratna Award 2017 and Best Anchor Award 2018 अशा विविध अवॉर्ड्सनी सरांना आतापर्यंत पुरस्कृत केले गेलेले आहेत. असे आजचे आपले प्रमुख वक्ते डॉक्टर NK भुते सर. सरांना मी अशी विनंती करते की सरांनी आम्हाला मार्गदर्शन करावं. डॉक्टर NK भुते सर, असिस्टंट एंटोमॉलॉजिस्ट AICRP ऑन कॉटन MPKV राहुरी येथून सर आपल्यासोबत संवाद साधणार आहे. सर, मी आपल्या या कार्यक्रमामध्ये कृषी विज्ञान केंद्र बदनापूर यांच्या तर्फे मनपूर्वक स्वागत करते आणि आपल्याला विनंती करते की कृपया आपण आपलं मार्गदर्शन सुरू करावं. डॉक्टर NK भुते सर, असिस्टंट एंटोमॉलॉजिस्ट AICRP ऑन कॉटन MPKV राहुरी.
Thank you, madam. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Screen share होत नाही मॅडम.
सर, स्क्रीन शेअर होईल कारण तुमचं डेस्कटॉप इथे दिसत आहे.
एक मिनिट.
तुम्ही काय करा, डेस्कटॉपला ती फाईल ओपन करा सर आणि मग इकडे तुमच्या शेअर ऑप्शन वरती या, मग तुम्ही होऊन जाल, म्हणजे स्क्रीन शेअर होऊन जाईल. तुमच्या डेस्कटॉपला फाईल ओपन करा सर. राईट,
आता झाली?
वेट फॉर सेकंड सर.
झाली आता शेअर?
हा, होते सर.
ओके. थँक यू. अ व्हेरी गुड मॉर्निंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू.
वेट फॉर सेकंड सर, स्क्रीन अजून शेअर नाही झाली आहे. वेट फॉर सेकंड.
Okay. And a very warm welcome in the 10 days training, that is online training on advances in organic farming, production technology for the youth in agriculture. And this training, it is very, very important training, as youth are the backbone of our country. And if the youth decided something that is positive, then they can do very nicely, because the youth strength is the biggest strength in the country, we can say. That's why this training in respect to the organic farming is very, very important. Now the screen is shared, ma'am.
No sir, no sir, screen is not visible sir.
Not visible.
No, please try once.
Now?
No sir.
No. Okay. Okay, I will close it and again I will start it. Now the screen is visible?
Yes sir. Screen sharing started, but not visible sir.
Not visible.
Yes sir.
Now it is visible?
No sir.
Okay, I will again close it and I will share it again. Now it is visible?
No sir. Yes sir, yes sir. Now it is
Okay.
visible. Yes sir.
Now it is visible?
Yes sir.
Okay, okay. Okay. Today's expert, Dr. JALNA-II, scientist agronomy, ICR Research Complex for NEH region, ma'am. Just we have listened a very nice lecture of Dr. JALNA-II, sir. He also told that we have to focus on the rat, which plays very important role in agriculture, that economic losses due to the rats is also too much, and that's why no doubt we will focus on that rat also and its management. Our senior scientist and head of our KVK Badnapur, under Dr. VNMKV Parabani, Dr. SD Somonshi sir, all the scientists, all the professors which are present in this training, our friend Dr. Deepak Kachwe sir, scientist horticulture, Dr. Umrikar madam, scientist home science, Dr. Deepali Kamble ma'am, scientist agronomy, due to which we are in front of you, because from last I think last 15 days, Dr. Deepali ma'am told me that you have to give a lecture in this training. Also our scientist entomologist Dr. Sachin Dhange, and all the students, that is the center or of this training, that is all the youths which are present, which are attending this online organic farming training. Actually, this online training, it is not too much effective as the offline training, because whether you are listening carefully or not, what you are doing, that we can't say, we can't see. That's why this is just we are doing the formality. I don't know what will be the impact in a percentage, whether it will be 10%, 20%, 50%, don't know. But whatever it may be the impact, then it will be, means a positive impact, we can say. Friends, we know the pest management, it is one of the most important aspect in our agriculture. And we know nowadays the farmers and all, we know how to do the pest management. And the very popular aspect of the pest management, that is the chemical control. Whenever there will be any pest on any crop, then the farmers used to go in the market, they purchase the pesticide as per the advice given by the shopkeeper, and they use that pesticide for the control of pest on any crop, that may be the pest on soybean, cotton, or any fruit crops, vegetable crops. But due to this indiscriminate use of these pesticides, we are facing so many problems, that may be the problems which are related to the ecology. Whatever the ecological balance, it is disturbing. Whatever the that is the human health, whatever the residues which are coming through this food from agriculture, it is not safe. From morning tea up to the night's dinner, we are consuming different residues of different insecticides, not only insecticide, but also the agrochemicals. And we know we are facing so many problems, that is the health problems, that we are facing the problem of cancer, paralysis, and also so many problems that we will we will see one by one. And all these factors playing very important role, and that's why the pest management in organic farming or organic farming is very important aspect. We will go one by one on all these aspects. Friends, we know the green revolution in India, it starts in 1960s. Whatever the problem of food, it was solved because the high yielding varieties, the chemical fertilizers, and the pesticide use, it comes after the green revolution. And whatever the problem of the food, or it gets solved, we become self-sufficient in the food production, that is food grain production. And but what happens, the one problem solved, that is the problem of the food grain, and the another problem it raised step by step, and slowly now that problem it become a great problem. The problem of poverty or the problem of hunger, it gets solved, but the problem of indiscriminate use of the pesticide, and which disturbing the balance of nature, now this problem it raised nowadays. Now we'll see what is the actual problem one by one, and after that we will go on our main topic, that is our main aspect. Friends, 97 to 99% that is waste of insecticides during the spraying. That is what happens when the farmers spray any pesticide or any insecticide in their farm. for the control of any insect pest. Near about 97 to 90% of the insecticide that get means waste. How? After spraying it get waste through the leaching, also in drift, it run off with the water. Residues of the different insecticide, it comes into the food grains, that may be the crops, fruit crops, vegetable crops, cereals, root crops, and also the soil biodiversity, it get disturbed. Majority of the part of the pesticide, whatever it sprayed on the crop, it falls on the soil or on the surface of the soil. And we know that is more than 1 million, that is different types of the microorganisms, that may be the bacteria, that may be the fungus, that may be the any insects, earthworms, likewise so many microorganisms, those are present in the soil, and that's why soil become live. And so all these factors which causes the loss of pesticide are about 97 to 99% of the pesticide. It means that if a farmer sprayed a pesticide of rupees 1000, its meaning is that 970 to 990 rupees of the rupees that become waste, and that is the simple meaning. And that's why the directly go for the pesticide to control that specific pest or disease. It is not the it's not good for the farmers, it is not good for the nature, and it is not for the health of a human being. Now, concerns of the chemical pesticide, there are different that reasons or adverse effects of the indiscriminate use of the pesticide. First one, that is the residues. We know the residues, that is some after spraying of the insecticides, that residues, it comes into the soil, it comes into the water, it comes into the air. That's why it causes the soil pollution, air pollution, water pollution, and all these different aspects of the nature having direct relation to human being. It's having direct relation to other organisms, it's having direct relation to the other animals also, and that's why it adversely affecting on all the human being and all living organisms. Now next, that is the resistance. What happens after spraying of the specific insecticide? The insecticides develops the resistance against the specific insects. And what happens after using the same pesticide year after year? Then the insect will not give the response to the specific insect or insecticide, and that insecticide will become ineffective, or it will not be effective against the specific pest. And this resistance, every organisms on the earth having capacity or capability to resist or to develop the resistance against the specific chemical, or we can say the specific insecticides. And that's why this resistance, this is also one of the major factor. Next, that is the resurgence of the minor pest. For example, resurgence of the whitefly or other insects. When after using the same insecticide, what happens? The pest become resistance, and due to the spraying of these insecticides, whatever the natural enemies which are present in the atmosphere or on the crop or on the in the agroclimate or in that specific area, all that natural enemies that get destroyed. And if the natural enemies get destroyed, then the pests become very strong and their population increases, and that is simply called as the resurgence. That is the resurgence of the pest. And these are the three bad R's in our agriculture due to the indiscriminate use of the pesticide. First R, that is the residue. Second R is the resistance, and third R, that is the resurgence of the minor pest. Now, next, that is the health hazards. We will see one by one the what is the health hazards on a human being and also on other organisms. Environmental pollution, just I told you that whatever the pesticide we are spraying, it causes the soil pollution, it causes the water pollution, it causes the air pollution, and all these are having direct relation with each and every organisms on the earth. Next, that is the non-target organisms. Natural enemies, just I told you that resurgence, how resurgence takes place when we spray the insecticides, the insect become resistant, but the natural enemies get destroyed. And that is natural enemies. We can take the example of cotton. Cotton having near about 1326 different types of insects on the pest on the crop. But majority of the insects, they are the natural enemies. The population of the natural enemies which is present, or the species or different species of the natural enemies, those are more than the their enemies or the pest, we can say. That's why natural enemies also playing an important role, but these chemical insecticides, they are killing the natural enemies. Next, that is a beneficial insects. There are so many beneficial insects in the atmosphere or in the ecosystem. For example, different types of pollinators. Pollinators plays very important role, and honeybee is the most important pollinator. You know, the sentence of Albert Einstein, if the bee is destroyed from the surface of the earth, man would have no more than 4 years to live. That its meaning is that if the honeybee is destroyed from the surface of the earth, then after 4 years, the human being, the species, that is Homo sapien, it may destroy it from the surface of the earth. Albert Einstein was not entomologist, but whatever the entomologists which are present today, they are saying whatever
Sorry
the
to
Albert
interrupt.
Einstein told that.
Bhute sir, please listen.
Yes.
Sir, screen is visible, but slides.
Okay, slides are not visible.
हा येस नाही स्लाइड्स विजिबल होत आहेत सर, परंतु एकच स्लाइड सुरुवातीपासून आतापर्यंत दिसते, मूळ अजून एकच स्लाइड.
ओके, आता दिसत आहे का स्लाइड?
स्लाइड मूव नाही होत आहेत सर, फर्स्ट वेलकमची स्लाइड आहे फक्त.
ओके, मग ओके, सॉरी हा. स्लाइड्स तर एक मिनिट, मी काय करतो, माझं प्रेझेंटेशन क्लोज करतो पूर्णतः, पुन्हा स्टार्ट करतो. ओके
ओके सर, सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट सर.
माझ्याकडे अर्धा तास आहे ना अजून.
ऍक्च्युली आपलं सेशन्स थोडं उशिरा सुरू झालंय, त्याच्यामुळे तुम्ही आणखी अर्धा तास घ्या सर, काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही.
ओके ओके, मोनोटोनस होऊ नये आणि
नाही.
बोर होऊ नये, म्हणून बोर होत असेल तर फास्ट मध्ये आठवतो.
नाही सर, आटपू नका सर, वी नीड इन्फॉर्मेशन. सो
ओके
तुम्ही
ओके,
अर्धा तास घ्या. आणि रिअली थँकफुल, सरांचे खरंच आभार मानायला पाहिजे. सरांची तब्येत ठीक नसताना सुद्धा सर आज प्रेझेंटेशन देतात आपल्यासाठी.
आता झाली का शेअर?
हो सर, एकदा स्लाइड शेअर करा आणि नेक्स्ट म्हणा बरं.
झाली शेअर? Next
नाही
झाली
सर,
का?
नाही, विजिबलच नाहीये, आता दिसतच नाहीये.
मी माझा व्हिडिओ स्टॉप करतो. ओके.
हा सर, कदाचित त्यामुळे झालं तर होऊ शकतं.
आता होत आहे.
सर नाही, तुम्ही काय करा, मगाशी जशा स्लाइड ओपन केल्या होत्या ना तशाच ओपन करा. त्या स्लाइडला क्लिक करा म्हणजे स्लाइड मूव्ह होतील सर. कारण स्लाइड शेअर ऑप्शन जर केला तर पूर्ण ब्लॅकच येते, बाकी काहीच येत नाहीये.
स्टॉप शेअर करू का पुन्हा?
हा, स्टॉप शेअर आणि पुन्हा शेअर करा.
हा, आता शेअर केलं. ओके. शेअर केल्याच्या नंतर पीपीटी आलेला आहे, त्यावर क्लिक करतो
हा
आणि पुन्हा शेअर म्हणून खाली ऑप्शन येते, त्याच्यावर क्लिक करू का?
हा, येस सर, आले सर, बरोबर. राईट, स्क्रीन हॅज स्टार्टेड. राईट, आता फक्त इथूनच मूव्ह करा, 1 2 3 असं जे साईडला येते ना तिथून. हा, ओके सर.
ओके.
सर, नाव इट्स ओके सर.
आता दिसत आहे?
हो सर, हो सर.
ओके. मला ओके, ठीक आहे. Okay, friends, we know about the green revolution. We have seen what is green revolution, and due to the indiscriminate use of the pesticide after green revolution, different problems for, and whatever the pesticides we use in our agriculture, the pesticide, near about 97 to 99% of the pesticide, it get destroyed, or sorry, it get wastage. Due to what? Due to the different reasons, that is leaching, drip, runoff, residues, soil biodiversity, groundwater, human health, all these things. Okay. And how it get means wastage, that I have already told you. And we were on the topic, that is honeybees. Friends, we know honeybees plays a very important role in the pollination. We know the pollination, near about 80% of the increase in the yield of the fruit crops, it is due to the honeybees, and near about 30 to 100% of the increased yield in different agronomical crops, it is also due to the honeybees. That's why, but nowadays, what happens due to the indiscriminate use of all these insecticide, pesticide, herbicides, weedicides, fungicides, we can say simply the agrochemicals, the population of the these honeybees, it comes on only 40%. That is 60% of the honeybees, it is destroyed due to the indiscriminate use of the agrochemicals, due to the deforestation and all other bad agricultural practices. And that's why we have to also focus on this organic farming, also all the that is aspects in our environment. Friends, now we'll see the health. What is the effect of the pesticide on the health hazard? We know human carcinogenic disease, that is the cancer. The different types of cancer, that may be the brain cancer, breast cancer. Nowadays, we are facing so many problems. Now, these chemicals, they are having directly or indirectly role in formation of these different types of cancer, we can say. We know the green revolution, it is started in Punjab, that is the north, that is state of our country. And due to this in green revolution, the pesticides, also the fertilizers, they are used in ample amount in these that is states. And nowadays cancer patients are more in this region, that is Punjab, Haryana. That's why the cancer train, it starts from Punjab, that is Bhatinda, to the Rajasthan, that is Bikaner. And all the patients which are present in this train, they are the cancer patients. Why? Because the use of the agrochemicals, it was more in these regions, and that's why the cancer patients are also more. And now the train is called as cancer train, as the passengers are the majority of the passengers, they are the patients of the cancer. Now, second incident, that is the Bhopal gas tragedy. We know the Black Day, that is 2nd December 1984. Thousands of the people get died due to the Bhopal gas tragedy. We know that Union Carbide, that was the factory, and the methyl isocyanate, that was the gas, it was released accidentally from this gas, that is Bhopal gas, that is factory, and thousands of the peoples they get died. And so nowadays also there are so many patients in the Bhopal area. They are facing the problem which was caused before, near about 38 years before, in the Bhopal, that is the MP. These are some of the examples how these pesticides are dangerous to the human being, which is very dangerous to our nature. Kerala, we know Kerala is called as God's own country. Sakshat Ishwarachi Bhumi, that is the Kerala. But what happens in Kerala? The endosulfan, it was sprayed for the control of the different pests on the cashew, and in the Kasargod district, and near about 25 years, from 1976 to 2001, there was regular spray every year. And we know, friends, insecticides, they don't know that insecticides are insecticides. Insecticides are not aware that they are insecticides, and they have to kill only the insects. And that's why when the insecticide was sprayed via the aeroplane on the cashew plantation, whatever the living organisms or all the biodiversity which comes under that spray, it get completely disturbed. The intensive use of that endosulfan, it results in the chemical disaster. Near about 8,000 to 9,000% get affected. Yes.
Sir, again, I request you, screen is not properly scroll. So
okay,
again,
I
the
have
screen
closed again video. Okay, now whether it is seen properly.
is visible, sir, but the slides not share properly. Only one slide is still remain.
Which slide?
Climate smart organic farming pest management. First slide.
Oh, very sad. But 1 minute.
Just scroll the PPT, sir. Otherwise, you can choose the option next slide next. I'm extremely sorry. Again and again, I just interrupt your class.
Okay, no problem. Actually, it is not. 1 minute. And now the slides are visible now. Now the slides are changing, or the same slide. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Slides are visible but not scroll properly. Only one slide.
Now the slides are changing, or the same slide is
Same slide is there, sir. Same slide is there.
Oh shit! Don't know what is the problem.
You just close the slide share option, and again you have to share. And at the time of sharing, you just choose the option screen share.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the slide is visible.
No, sir, slide is not properly visible. I think screen share option is not properly working here. You just go there again in a presentation and one by one you move the slide.
Okay, now,
Yes, right, right, right. In that way, sir. Right.
now it is visible,
Yes, 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 yes.
but it is not in Zoom.
Proper
Means,
manner, but it's okay, sir.
okay.
Yes, sir.
If I will do it slideshow, then it will not visible. Just I will try. Huh?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Now it is visible.
No, sir. No, sir. Not, no, no, it is not properly visible.
It is not properly visible. Now it is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You just move the slide or
Now it is changing.
yes, 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 yes. You just
Okay.
scroll. Yes.
Okay. Now it is okay.
Yes, sir. It is okay, sir.
Okay. 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 Then I will not make it means enlarge it. Okay. Slideshow. I will just keep it as it is. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Now the all the hazards of the pesticide we have seen the Kerala also, and so many health problems, that is skin irritation, neurological disorders, cerebral palsy, mental retardation, cancers, gynecological problems. The human beings, they are facing all these problems. The women's, they are facing gynecological problems, that the infertility and regular miscarriages for near about 10 years continuously, and it is due to the endosulfan. One of the Dr. Mohan Kumar, he came forward and he make aware to the peoples, and they make the against that endosulfan, and nowadays the endosulfan is banned. Friends, the endosulfan nowadays it is banned, but the brothers and sisters of that endosulfan, so many different molecules are in market, and they are also playing similar role, and that's why we have to go for that IPM, or we can say the organic farming. Friend Rachel Carson, we know she's called the mother of environmental movements. She struggled to protect human health and the environment. She wrote the book that is a silent string, and she was a biologist, ecologist, writer, and protested the use of chemicals, pesticides in the environment for the farming, etc. The Silent Spring, that book, it was written during 1962, which creates worldwide awareness of the dangers of the environmental pollution and warning of the consequences of the indiscriminate use of the pesticides. And what happens? The Carson faced blowback from the chemical industry over her book, but ultimately the roar of Silent Spring lead to the banning of DDT and other pesticides across the US, and the people become aware that pesticides are not good. Pesticides are very bad for the ecological, or for the human being and all the living organisms, if they are not used properly, if they are used indiscriminately. One lady doctor was there, Dr. Rashmi Sangi. She invented, or she make research on the mother's milk. Mother's milk, that is the first food normally given to an infant in the that is the breast milk. But after making the innovation, or we can say the research on the mother's milk, the Rashmi Sangai, Dr. Rashmi Sangai, she was a scientist at IIT Kanpur, and she found that the endosulfan concentration were highest and exceeded the also the different insecticides like the chlorpyrifos, malathion. All these insecticides, they are having more, that is the pesticide residues, they are having more. Through this breast milk, infants consume 8.6 times more endosulfan and 4.1 times more malathion than the average daily intake. That is the ADI. ADI, what is average daily intake? If some amount of pesticide, if it is taken daily, but there will not be adverse effect on a human body, that is the ADI. But whatever the residues of that pesticide, it was more than that ADI. That is the research. We know that Kolhapur, it is one of the district in Maharashtra, but Kolhapur has become a cancer pool before few years. Near about 18,000 cancer patients were observed in the Kolhapur district, that is Shirola Tehsil, due to the arsenical in water and land, and also due to the indiscriminate chemical spray, which is transferred to the vegetables, fruits, and sugar cane. Now, the Shirola, it is very famous for the fruits, vegetables, and also sugar cane, but it becomes the cancer pool due to the indiscriminate use of the pesticide. Resistance problem, I have already told you. Resurgence problem, resurgence of the white fly, woolly aphid, spiral white fly, also we have already seen. Environmental pollution, we have already seen that soil pollution, water pollution, air pollution, non-target insects, different natural enemies which are present on the different crops, those plays very important in the pest management. But these pesticides, they decreasing their population, and also some of the species they are going, means become very extinct species. And we know about the Albert Einstein also is sentence that about the honeybees, which plays very important. Why he told that if honeybees destroyed from the earth, then man would have no more than 4 years to live, because they are having relation in the pollination. If there will be no honeybees, there will be no pollution. If no pollination, then there will be no formation of the seeds or the fruits. If there will be no fruits or no seeds, then there will be no more plants. If no more plants, no more animals, no more organisms, and no more human being. That is a simple equation which was given by the Albert Einstein. And that is the balance of nature. We know the wildlife. If the wildlife get disturbed, or the different food chain get disturbed due to these chemicals, then the balance of nature will be disturbed, and that's why it is very important. So we have to remember the nature, the role of the nature. Do not forget the nature, because the services of the nature or the services of the ecosystem are the great services. That is a pest control. It is the service given by the nature. We know 98% of the pest that is controlled by the nature, and only 2 to 3% of the insects we have to control, and we can go for IPM or organic farming. Biomass production, water regulation, biodiversity, all these are the services which are given by the nature. Nature is the God, and God is the nature. That is a simple relation or simple equation. We have not seen the God, but God is the nature, and nature is the God. It is the simple. That's why the services which are given by the nature are very important. We inherited this planet from the insects. Insects life, that is the 330 million years. Dinosaurs 160 million years, and man, that is life is only 1.5 million years. That's why this earth, it is given by insects and dinosaurs to us. That's why the first right on the earth is the right of the insects and other organisms. Human being is the last animal which comes on the earth. That's why we have to remember that insects are very important creature, or the basic that is the basic factor in different food chain. That's why we have not to control the insects. It is not necessary to control the insects, and it is not possible to control the insect. That's why we have to only make their population below the economic threshold level. Changing scenario of the insect pest, that is green revolution, transgenic crops, climate change. We know all about this one. We have already seen. Friends, now we'll go one by one on the different that is aspect of the pest control or the organic pest. Natural control, different abiotic and biotic factors which are present on the earth or in the climate, those plays important role in the pest control. 97 to 98% of the insect get that control by all these abiotic and biotic factors: rainfall, humidity, temperature, natural enemies, different types of the predatory birds, different types of microorganisms, they plays important role in the natural control. And remaining only 2 to 3% of the insect pests we have to control, and we can go for the natural control, or we can say the integrated pest management. In that way we can control that one. Now we'll see the pest management in organic farming, the strategy, that is insect avoidance. We have to avoid the insects. How we can go for the pest management in organic farming? There are different types of strategies. Number one, that is insect avoidance. We have to avoid the insects, those insects which causes the adverse effect on our crops or on us. We have to avoid the insects. Second one, that is managing the growth environment. We can manage the environment and we can reduce their population. And third, that is a direct treatment. We can kill directly to the insects by different ways. There are different methods, that is cultural method, biological, mechanical, physical, host plant resistance, legal method. Recent trends nowadays, pheromones, that is the sex pheromones, insect growth regulator, different types of the attractants. Okay, all these are the important aspects of the pest management. Now we'll go for the pest management in organic farming. Friends, this is a cultural method, that is a deep plowing. We know some are deep plowing. What happens? Whatever the soil inhibiting pests like the white grubs, their adults, or the grubs, or different types of the pupaes of the different lepidopteran pests, they will come out, and due to the heat of the sun, or due to the different predatory birds like the black drongo, that is bee eater, all these are the that is birds which are called as predatory birds, which plays important role in the pest management. But these all the cultural methods, that is plowing, it should be done during the daytime, not during night time. What happens? Some of the farmers, they used to cultivate or used to plow during night time, but the night is to take the rest. Night is for sleeping. See, each and every organism, or majority of the organisms like the birds, they rest during the night time. That's why the when the birds they rest during night time, if we plow during night time, then birds will not come to control the insects. That's why plowing should be during the daytime. All these are the cultural methods: hoeing, plowing, intercultural operations, the different egg, larva, pupa, adults of the white grubs, and all other in soil inhibiting insects, they will come out and they will kill. That is a cultural method. Second, that is allow the cattle grazing after the last picking in the cotton. We know cotton is one of the most important crop in our Maharashtra. Near about 40 to 42 lakh hectares of the area which comes under this cotton. And we know that is pink bollworm. It is one of the major pests. After the last picking, the allowing the grazing of the cattle in the field, it will also play important role in the pest management. Majority of the different the life stages of the pink bollworm or other insects, that will be killed by these cattle as they feed on the different plant parts which are remain after the last picking, like the bolls, flowers, leaves, like. Okay, and it will not adversely affect on the cattle. That is, cattle grazing is important. Crop rotation, we know crop rotation is very important. Monocropping is not good for the environment, and also which will not create agroclimate or good microclimate. And that's why the intercropping crop rotation is very important. Now we'll see one by one the intercropping in cotton. We have to take the different, we can take the different intercrops like the green gram, black gram. What will happen? The duration of this green gram, black gram, or soybean, it is short duration. These short duration crops with the long duration crops, it will be beneficial to the cotton also, and we can, the farmers can get some more that is returns from these crops like the green gram, black gram, and also that will be beneficial for the cotton also, because the nitrogen fixation is very important in all these the black gram, green gram, or the soybean like. So the intercropping is very important. The intercropping also create the microclimate, or we can say the ecosystem. It become very strong. If different types of crops are there, different types of insects will be there, different types of the pollinators will be there, different types of natural enemies will be there, and that's why it will be very effective for the pest management, and it will give the good returns to the farmers also. Now see, this is the intercropping of the different crops, like the that is tur, that is a pigeon pea, or that marigold in the cotton. Okay, now it will play very important role, and this type of the intercropping, it is very popular in Maharashtra, especially in Vidarbha and Marathwada region. And this the marigold, the roots of the marigold, it secretes the alpha terphenyl, and which plays very important role for the control of the worms. Which worms? We can say the nematodes controlled by this alpha terphenyl, which is secreted by this marigold crop. Now these are the maize, whatever the inflorescence or the pollen grains which are present in the tassel of this maize, it will attract the different types of the natural enemies like the chrysopal ladybird beetle, and these natural enemies will control the insect pests on the cotton. Likewise, cowpea is called as a suicidal crop, which is short duration. The aphids is the major pest on the cowpea, and it will attract the different types of natural enemies like the chrysopal ladybird beetle. And after the completion of the short duration crop, that is cowpea, whatever the natural enemies which are present, that will be transferred on the cotton, that is the main crop, and it will control the different types of sucking pests and also the different stages of the bollworms which are present in the cotton. That's why trap cropping is very, very important. Different types of trap crops we can use in the cotton, that is cowpea, maize, coriander, marigold, onion, garlic, jowar, bajra, setaria also. Okay, this jowar crop, it will attract the birds, jowar and bajra, setaria. These crops attract the different types of the predatory birds, which plays importantly in the control of the lepidopteran larvae. And that's why the also second, that is a bird purchase, that is pakshi thamba. In Marathi it is called as pakshi thamba. It is also used in the cotton or different crops to attract the birds. Eco-fist crops, that is castor is also used as a trap crop in cotton and also in soybean crop. Now in soybean we can use the sunflower. We know the flowers of the sunflower are very attractive, that is yellow colored flowers, that will attract the different types of lepidoptera insects for egg laying, because the size of the leaves are so bigger size leaves are there, and that's why they will attract the insects for the egg laying, and these trap crop become barrier, and these insects will not go on the main crop, that is the soybean. That's why the trap cropping is very important. Castor, sunflower, maize, which is used in soybean. In tur, jowar and bajra, sunflower, that is used. In sunflower, jowar is used. In pea, that is jowar, and sugarcane, onion, garlic, coriander. These are used as a trap crops, which increase the different types of natural enemies and which control the main pest or insects. Now see, this is the egg laying, which is given by the Spodoptera. Eggs, near about 300 to 500 eggs. After hatching of these eggs, the larvae come out. If we control these egg masses or the larvae from such types of the trap crops, we can control the insect pest very easily. Trap crop in different crops, tomato, brinjal, garlic, potato, or in different crops, we can take the different types of trap cropping and also intercropping. This is the intercropping in jowar and cowpea, jowar and pigeon pea, jowar and black gram, jowar and that is green gram. And that's why now predators, we know biological control, it is also natural control and biological control. Different types of the predators, parasitoids, pathogens, spiders, birds, and other animals, those are used in the reduction or to control the different insect pests, and that is very simply called as biological control. In Marathi it is called as Jaivik Kida Niyantran. That is reduction of the insect population through use of other living organisms. Jaivik, jivasya jivanam. We know in Sanskrit there is one sentence that is jivasya jivanam. That is one living organism is depend on another living organism for the food. And these are all the farmers' friend. 97% is natural control by using the biotic factors, parasites, predators. All we know, these are the predators which play important role. Trichogramma chilonis, which is used for the control of different lepidopteran insect pests on the cotton, soybean, and also different crop. That's why this trichogramma is very important. 5 to 7 releases of the trichogramma. 1.5 lakh, that is the cards. Natural enemies trichogramma per hectare, or 20 to 25 under 20 to 25 days interval. And this card having near about 20 to 25,000 of the eggs are present on one, that is the card. These are the predators, Bracon, Apantellus, of the different natural enemies. Biodiversity which is present in cotton. I have already told you this cotton having so many insects and also natural enemies, that is having big biodiversity. Spider, 106 species of spiders are present, 450 species of coccinellids, and 60 species of chrysopedes, 26 species of trichogramma which are present on the cotton. That's why cotton having a big biodiversity of natural enemies also. These are the spiders. These are the ladybird beetles, which plays important role in the control of the aphids. These are the different species of this chrysopa. This is also the species of chrysopa. Both the here the grub, or we can say the larva, which feeds on the different subordinate insects like the aphids. Syrphid, which feeds on the aphids, which control the aphids. See, these are the bugs, different types of redweed bug, pentatomid bugs, cryptolemus, and the spiders. They feeds on the different nature enemies. This is the that is we can say Prarthana Kitak in Marathi. It is called as praying mantid, which feeds daily or near about 8 to 10 larvas daily, and which plays an important role in the control of the lepidopteran insect pests. Rower fly is also important, that is natural enemies which control the different moths, adults of the lepidopteran insects. Mitch fly, which feeds on the aphids. Pentatomid bug, which feeds on the bigger larvae of Spodoptera, Helicoverpa armigera. That's why these are also very important one. Pentatomid bugs are present. They daily feeds on the different larvae. They insert their proboscis into these larvae and the suck the cell sap which is present, and which suck like the straw, like any juice. Big-eyed bugs, they are also feeds on the different types of insects. Pirate bug also feeds on the different aphids. Pirate bugs, they are feeding on the thrips. Redweed bug, it is feeding on the Helicoverpa armigera, that is the larva, which is very most important pest in different crops. Damsel bugs are also present. They feeds on the different larvae. They suck the cell sap. This is tiger beetle, and the larva, grubs and adult, both are the predators. They feeds on the larvae. This is the larva of the tiger beetle, and these are the adults. They also play important role. Conobatra caterpillar feeding on the woolly aphid, a sugarcane. This is a Conobatra which is feeding on the sugarcane aphid. It is one of the lepidopteran predator which is present. Praying mantids, these are the different praying mantids which plays important IPM. Wasp, these wasps, they used to collect these larvae from the different crops, and these mud wasps, it collect the larvae in their mud wasps, and they paralyze the larva and lay eggs on this on different on this larva, and after coming the larva from the egg, that larva feed on these different larvae of the enemies. Damsel fly also plays important role. It controls the different swab-bodied insects. Dragonfly also, important predator. The predator, different predators and parasitoids. This trichogramma is parasitoid. These both are the parasitoids. Trichogramma. What is trichogramma? It is the small insect under the order Hymenoptera, that is honeybees order, and which lay eggs in the eggs of the other Lepidoptera insects. That is, this small insect control the insects in the egg stage, field release of the different trichocards or trichogramma. Cortesia or Apentalus wasp is also important, which plays important role. Bracken wasp, Camplotis chloridi, Tachnid aphids, conservation. Now, all these natural enemies, we have to conserve them by using the good agricultural practices, like the organic farming. Conservation of this natural enemies is very important. Epericania melanolica, that is the release of Epericania melanolica at the rate of 5,000 cocoons per hectare. Epericania melanolica, that is a lepidopteran predator, we can say. Coniosus, predatory mites are there. We know the biological control of the Parthenium is also important. Parthenium is also one of the most important weed. We can control that Parthenium. Biological agents, there are different biological agents: Trichogramma, Braziliensis, NPV, Chrysoperla, Beauria bassina, Metrrhizium, Verticillium. There are different fungicides, or we can say the entomopathogenic fungi, entomopathogenic bacteria, and that is viruses also. That is nuclear polyhedrosis viruses. Those can be used in different crops. And so the conservation of all these naturally is very important. Friend, just our sir, that is Jayanta, Dr. Jayanta like sir told that rat is also one of the important pests in agriculture. That's why this biological control of rat is very, very important. We know the natural enemy of the rat is the cat. And also the second natural enemy is the rat snake. Rat snake in Marathi it is called as dhaman. And this rat snake is not poisonous. Rat snake is not poisonous. But majority of the farmers, after seeing the rat snake, that is dhaman, they generally kill all these that is natural enemies of the rats. And that's why we have to conserve the natural enemies. Which are the natural enemies? The conservation of the snake is also very important, because the the snakes, they entered into the that is the rat's home, we can say, and they control their different stages. One single rat snake can control the rats of near about 10 to 15 acres land. That's why rat snake is very, very important for the control of the rats. Second, that is a cat. We know the rearing of cat, it is the common practice at farmers field. In our Western Maharashtra, some of the farmers, that is the sugarcane growers, they are using these cats. They are rearing the different cats for the control of the rats. That's why the rearing of the cats and conservation of the rat snake is very, very important for the control of the rats, because rats are very, very important. That is the pest in our agriculture. Now, this mechanical control of the rats is also very important. We can use the different types of the traps. We can use these traps for the control of the rats, and that's why this is also one of the method. We can say the mechanical method. The previous method, we can say the biological control of the rats. And so the question that was raised by Dr. or Jayanta sir, that you have to tell about the rat, that is also we have covered here. Microbial control, we can use the different types of the microorganisms, entomopathic nematodes, viruses, bacteria, fungi for the control of the insect pests. There are different successful examples of the microbial pesticides: Bacillus thuringiensis, Beauria bassiana, Verticillium lecani. All this we can use. Bacillus thuringiensis, that is the bacteria. NPV, that is the viruses. we can use all this for the control of this natural enemies. This pest, what is Lem lecani? It is a fungus and which can control the soft body insects like the aphids, whitefly, mealybugs. This meteorism anisocally, which is used for the control of the white grub especially. Nomuria reli, it is also used for the control of different types of the lepidopteran pests like the Spodoptera, Helicorpa, Trichoplusiani. Pasolomyces liliacinus, it is also one of the naturally occurring fungus found in many kinds of the soils throughout the world. And as a pesticide active ingredient, Pasolomyces liliacinus is applied to soil to control the nematodes that attack the plant roots. Okay, this Pasolomyces liliacinus, this is the fungus, or we can say the fungus which is used for the control of the nematodes, which generally occur naturally. And nematodes also important pest of the different crops. That is, they feed generally attack on the roots. Entomogenic nematode, that is GD136 Stenarnema carpocapsi. It is used for the control of the nematodes. These are the entomopathogenic nematodes. That is, these are the nematodes which causes the disease to the insect pest. Microbial pesticides registers under the insecticides, that is a BT, we know NPB. Indian standards for the microbial biocontrol will not go in detail in that one. The use of botanical insecticides is also very, very important. Hazard reactor indica, that is, we know the neem tree. Okay, and in Persian it is called as Azad Zarakht in Hindi. Okay, that is a free tree of India. This Kadunim is called as the free tree of India. In Veda, it is also called as Sarvaroga Nivarini, a tree for solving global problems. We can solve the global problems by using the neem tree, and that's why this neem is also called as the tree for solving the global problems. And it is the US National Academy Science, this academy called that the neem as a tree for solving the global problem. सर्व वैश्विक समस्यांचं निराकरण करणारा वृक्ष कोणता असेल तर कडुनिंब आहे. म्हणून आपल्या शेतामध्ये किंवा कीड व्यवस्थापनामध्ये या कडुनिंबाचा आपल्याला पुरेपूर वापर केला तर सेंद्रिय शेतीमध्ये कीड व्यवस्थापनामध्ये या कडुनिंबाचा आपल्याला भविष्यात राजाश्रय दिला तर खूप चांगल्या प्रकारे आपल्याला ऑर्गॅनिक पद्धतीने किडींचं व्यवस्थापन करता येईल. प्रिव्हेंटिव्ह स्प्रेइंग, that is the 5% neem mark or different as a directing 1500 or 10,000 ppm we can use in our agriculture. This neem as a pesticide, neem acts as a bactericide, it acts as a acaricide, molluscicide, fungicide, nematicide, viricides. It also acts as insecticide. Neem also acts as antioxidant, growth regulator, oviposition inhibitor, and ovicidal. That's why neem is a good pesticide and it solves all the problems. It acts as a repellent, antioxidant, ovipositor, sterilant. It causes the sterility in the insects. It reduces the flying capacity, and so it is very important. And the neem tree is generally present on the farmer's field. That's why neem have to use. This Dashparniarch is also very important. Neem, karanj, different types of the Datura, yellow nerium, ginger, all these different types of plants which are having the characteristics of the insecticides we can use for the control of insect pests by using the. Now, role of birds in pest management, we know that Jagat Guru Sant Tukaram called that okay, that birds are our relatives. Who are our relatives? Those which comes in our which solve our different problems, they are our relatives. Okay, we can say that's why birds are our plays very important in our pest management, and 80% of the birds there are the predatory birds. That's why these this is the great Indian bustard. It is called as a Malduck or farmer's friend. Now the species become indistinct, and so we have to save the birds. We have to conserve all these birds: black drango, maina, brahmani maina, that crow, honeybee eater. All these are the birds which plays important in the pest management. So conservation of the birds, conservation of the trees, conservation of the forest. Okay, these all aspects are very important. In farmers field, there should be different types of trees, there should be different types of herbs, shrubs, vegetables, different types of fruit crops. Okay, then what will happen? The biodiversity will be there, and different types of birds will be there, which plays important role in the pest management. And so the bird purchase, in Marathi, the pakshi thamba is very important in different crops like the soybean, in the gram, that is the green gram, black gram, also in the red gram. The bird purchase plays very important role. Different types of the birds, they will sit on that one and they search for the different larvae, and this bird purchase will act as a dining table. We know dining table, we use the dining table for during our dinner or during lunch. Okay, and these bird purchase very cost effective, very means it is not costly, it is very cheaper. Farmers can do this bird purchase to 60 per hectare, and birds will stay there and they will search for the different larvae, and this bird perch will act as a dining table for the insects. They will feed on the non-veg, that is the different types of larvae. Okay, and so the predatory birds are a very important aspect in our that is organic farming. Pheromones are also very important. Pheromones are used for the we can say that family planning, insects family planning we can do by using the pheromone traps, different by using by monitoring mass trapping and mating disruption. These are the three important aspects of this pheromone trap to kill the insects. By what will happen here, only the male moths we can control. If we control the male, then there will be no reproduction, there will be no mating. If no mating, no egg laying, or if egg laying will be takes place, then there will be the egg will be sterile, not fertile eggs. That's why the pheromone trap, that is insects family planning, is very important aspects for the control of different lepidopteran pests. Okay, we can use for different insects, different crops also, that is in coconut, also in pomegranate, also for the control of different vegetable pests, different fruit crop pests we can use. This is the pheromone trap. Okay, this is a trap for the control of the fruit fly. These are the traps, that is a pheromone trap, but sticky liner was used here. We can see here the different pink bolo moths attracted there. Light trap is also very important. We can use the light trap for the control of the lepidopteran and coleopteran insect pests. But we have to use the light trap during only for after 1 or 2 hours after the sunset. Okay, at evening from 7:30 to 9:30 we can use this light trap. After that we can we have to close it, otherwise the natural enemies will come. And this NCIPM New Delhi, those developed this one of the light trap. This is the light trap. If the natural enemies will attract or will trap in this one, they will be escaped very nicely from the light trap. See, all these are the photographs. These are the farmers produce light traps on their farm, very cheaper light traps. Yellow sticky traps. The yellow color attracts the white fly jacids. Okay, and we can use these yellow sticky traps. Blue sticky traps for the control of thrips. The cow urine we can use in pest management also. It's having the different characteristics: alkaline, chemical composition, uric acid, also different components, and which is used as pesticide, or it stimulate the growth of the plant. It's having different nutrients also. Cow urine, cow urine of Sri Ravi Shankar company, it's having the rate that is 260 rupees per liter. Gomutra Ark, it is having the cost 250 per liter. Divya Godhan Ark, that is Gomutra, it is having the cost 278. Okay, why I am telling the cost, friends? Gomutra, that is the cow urine, it's very important component in our organic farming. We can use for the control of insect pest, and it also we can use as a nutrient for the plants. See the cost. Milk cost is only 30 to 50 rupees per liter, but here Gomutra, which is packed properly by the different companies, it's having 250 per liter. Okay, that's why this Gomutra is very important aspect in our organic farming. We have to use it, or the farmers have to use it. We have to make aware to the farmers about that one. The Gomutra having different protein, uric acid, urea, creatinine, lactate, phenol, vitamin, enzymes. Okay, all different calcium, phosphorus, and that's why this plays very important role in our organic farm. Mechanical control, hand collection and destruction of the larva. The bigger larvas we can collect, like the white grub, and we can destroy them. Collection and destruction of the squares and flowers, rosette flowers in cotton for the control of the different insect pests. In cotton organic farming, we can go deploying trap crops, neem, bud purchase, likewise. Okay, all these components we have already seen. In soybean also we can do that one. In tur crop, in brinjal crop, this is the vegetable. Now in brinjal, no, we daily or we use this brinjal crop as a vegetable. Okay, but near about 30 to 50 sprays were given in this crop. That's why the IPM or organic farming, at least in vegetable crops, is very vegetable and fruit crops, it's very, very important, as all these vegetable and fruit crops we consume directly. That's why it's very, very important one. Okra, that is the IPM in okra, or we can say the pest management in okra organically. And so do not forget the nature and the services of the nature. Friends, we will never win the war against insects. We have to manage their population. Our war against the insect, we will never win, because their population is too much and they are playing important role in the food chain. That's why, considering the concerns of chemical insecticide, adoption of non-insecticidal pest management strategies are very important to give poison-free soil, the poison-free water, poison-free air, and poison-free food to the next generation is the need to get for organic farming. And that's why it's very, very important, friend. For the next generation, we have to give all these things. That is the poison-free soil, poison-free water, poison-free air, and the poison-free, that is the food. And that's why it will be one of the that is the most important work which we have to do. All the youths which are present in this training, all we have to do this great work, that is the organic farming, awareness about the organic farming. Some of the youths, they will become the farmers in future, or most of the youths, they will go in different agri-allied business. All request is that we have to give this message of organic farming, or the message of integrated pest management for the welfare of the nature, for the welfare of the human being, and for the welfare of this ecosystem and biodiversity, and that is the arc, or that is the conclusion of this training, and it's very important. I'm very thankful to Krishi Vigyan Kendra Badnapur that they have given me this great opportunity to express my thoughts about this organic farming. And I'm very thankful to Dr. S.D. Somoinshi sir, Senior Scientist and Head, KVK Badnapur, Dr. Dipali Kamble Madam, and all the scientists for giving an opportunity to express my thoughts in front of all the youths or the agricultural graduates. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. If any question, we will discuss on that question.
Okay, definitely, sir. Thanks a lot. Behalf of my all KVK, I really thankful to you to guide us, and really very informative session, sir. If any query or any problem or any question, you just put your question in a chat box. Otherwise, directly unmute yourself and ask the question to Dr. Bhute, sir, and he will definitely answer you. Please raise your hand. Otherwise, just put your question in a chat box. You don't have any question, that means you understood everything. Otherwise, you don't understand anything from this session. What?
कुठलाही प्रश्न आला नाही याचा अर्थ दोन होतात.
Yes, sir. Wait, sir. Atul Ambore want to ask question.
Okay.
रमेश मोगल सर, कृपया आपला प्रश्न विचारा, आणि तुम्ही मराठीमध्ये सुद्धा विचारू शकतात, काही प्रॉब्लेम सर उत्तर देतील.
धन्यवाद सर, खूप छान प्रेझेंटेशन तुम्ही दिलं, बऱ्याचशा गोष्टी जाणून घेता आल्या कीड नियंत्रणामध्ये. माझा एक प्रश्न असा होता की मी ज्या भागामध्ये काम करतो, एक 4-5 वर्षापासून आम्ही सेंद्रिय शेतीचे वेगवेगळे प्रयोग करत असताना फेब्रुवारी ते मे या दरम्यान भाजीपाला लागवड करत असताना जनरली विल्टिंगचा प्रॉब्लेम जास्त आहे भाजीपाल्यामध्ये, म्हणजे वांगी, टोमॅटो, मिरची किंवा पालेभाज्या. तर त्यावेळी आपण जर मर रोग कमी करायचा असेल तर ट्रायकोडर्मा सारख्या जैविक कीटकनाशकांचा वापर कसा करावा, म्हणजे जमीन त्यावेळी आपण जैविक पद्धती आपलं सीड ट्रीटमेंट ज्याला म्हणतो आपण ते करायला गेलं तरी टेम्परेचर त्यावेळी म्हणजे ज्यावेळी आपण प्रिपरेशन करतो सॉइलचं आणि त्याच्यानंतर आपण बिया पेरतो, पण त्या पिरियडला जमिनीचं तापमान खूप असल्यामुळे कदाचित तेवढं प्रभावी ट्रायकोडर्मा चा वापर होत नाही. तर अशा केसमध्ये ट्रायकोडर्माचा वापर जमिनीमध्ये केव्हा केला जावा जेणेकरून मर रोग आपल्याला कंट्रोलमध्ये आणता येईल?
नक्कीच अतिशय म्हणजे योग्य असा प्रश्न आहे. खरं तर आपल्याला माहिती आहे की ज्या काही बुरशी आहेत, कुठल्याही बुरशी असतील तर त्यांच्यासाठी एक त्यांची वाढ व्हायची असेल तर त्याला ह्युमिडिटी अर्थातच आर्द्रता हा अतिशय महत्वाचा एक फॅक्टर आहे. आर्द्रता असेल तर अतिशय चांगल्या प्रकारचं काम होतं. आणि बहुतांशी ज्या काही बुरशी आहेत, ट्रायकोडर्मा विरिडी असेल किंवा आमचं व्हर्टिसिलियम लेकिनी असेल, मेट्रायझियम मॅन्युसोक्ली असेल, यांचा चांगला वापर हा आपल्याला शक्यतोवर खरीप हंगामामध्ये, अर्थातच ज्यावेळेस आर्द्रता चांगली असते पावसाळ्यामध्ये, त्यावेळेस त्याचा वापर चांगल्या प्रकारे करता येतो. परंतु अशा वेळेस ज्यावेळेस जमिनीची जे काही तापमान आहे, तापमान जास्त असेल तर अशा वेळेस आपल्याला तिथलं जे काही प्लॉट आहे त्यातलं तापमान कमी करण्यासाठी आपल्याला तिथलं मॅनिप्युलेशन करता येतं, तिथलं जे काही जमिनीचं तापमान आहे ते कमी करता येतं. त्याच्यासाठी तिथं अगोदर आपल्याला पाणी द्यावं लागेल. मायक्रो क्लायमेट तयार करण्यासाठी तिथं आपल्याला स्प्रिंकलर असेल तर स्प्रिंकलरचा वापर करता येतो आणि तिथं थोडंसं ह्युमिड क्लायमेट आपल्याला करता येऊ शकतं. आणि अशा वेळेस त्या जमिनीचं तापमान कमी झालं, थोडंसं मायक्रो क्लायमेट तयार झालं, तिथली आर्द्रता वाढली, तर अशा वेळेस ट्रायकोडर्मा विरिडी असेल किंवा आपल्या वसंतराव नाईक मराठवाडा कृषी विद्यापीठानं तयार केलेलं जे बायोमिक्स आहे, बायोमिक्स सारखं असेल, अशा ज्या काही जैविक बुरशी आहेत त्यांचा आपल्याला अतिशय चांगल्या प्रकारे वापर करता येऊ शकतो. म्हणून अशा वेळेस आपल्याला मायक्रो क्लायमेट तयार करता येऊ शकतं. तिथं आर्द्रता तयार करता येऊ शकते स्प्रिंकलरचा वापर करून किंवा पाणी देऊन किंवा जे काही आपल्याला पाटाने पाणी देऊन वगैरे आपल्याला करता येऊ शकतं. अशा वेळेस आपल्याला तो वापर तिथं करता येऊ शकतो. आणि अजून सोमवंशी सर सुद्धा मला वाटतं इथं आहेत आजच्या या कार्यक्रमाला. अजून काही रोगांबद्दल ऍडिशनल सांगायचं असेल तर सर रोगशास्त्रज्ञ आहेत, वनस्पती रोगशास्त्राचे शास्त्रज्ञ आहेत, वरिष्ठ शास्त्रज्ञ. काही ऍडिशनल असेल तर सर पण उपलब्ध आहेत.
धन्यवाद सर. यानंतर विद्यार्थी मित्रांना मी आवाहन करेल, खरेच तुम्हाला काही प्रश्न असतील तर तुम्ही विचारा. सर, एक मेन प्रॉब्लेम असा होतो की विद्यार्थी थोडेसे एम्बॅरेसिंग फील करतात की डायरेक्टर लेवलचे माणसं असतात, असोसिएट असिस्टंट लेवलचे माणसं असतात, प्रश्न कसे विचारावेत. बट यू डोंट हेजिटेट टू आस्क द क्वेश्चन. यू पुट युअर क्वेश्चन इन अ चॅट बॉक्स, अदरवाइज जस्ट अनम्यूट युअर सेल्फ अँड आस्क युअर क्वेश्चन.
मित्रांनो, आपल्याला शिकायचं असेल भविष्यामध्ये आपल्याला प्रश्न पडले पाहिजेत. आणि प्रश्न एखाद्या दिवशी आपल्याला कुठलाही प्रश्न पडला नाही तर लक्षात घ्यायचं की तो दिवस आपला वाया गेला. म्हणून लक्षात घ्या की जे काही प्रश्न आपल्याला पडतात लाजायचं कारण नाही. आता हे आपण ऑनलाईन आहोत, ऑनलाईन असल्यामुळं आपल्याला कोणी पाहणार नाही, आपल्याला फक्त ऐकणार, त्याच्यामुळे तेवढा काही फरक नाही पडणार. त्याच्यामुळं काही प्रश्न असतील तर बिनधास्त विचारा. समजा आता विचारा असं वाटलं नाही तर तुम्ही फोनवर सुद्धा नंतर विचारू शकता.
हॅलो.
हा, बोला.
हॅलो सर.
हा, येस.
मला प्रश्न विचारायचा होता की आपल्याला सीड सोईंग नंतर ते मुंग्यांच्या अटॅक पासून कसं वाचवायचं, कारण आपण तिथं केमिकल ट्रीटमेंट नाही करू शकत. मग अशी कोणती पद्धत वापरायची की मुंग्यांपासून?
तुमचं एकदा नाव सांगा आणि पुन्हा प्रश्न विचारा शॉर्टकट.
तर माझं नाव कल्याणी उके आहे. मला प्रश्न असा होता की म्हणजे आंट्सच्या अटॅक पासून सीड्सला कसं वाचवायचं, कारण आपण तिथं केमिकल ट्रीटमेंट म्हणजे सीड ट्रीटमेंट करू नाही शकत. तर मग ते कसं अटॅक पासून थांबवायचं?
अँड्स म्हणजे कुठं प्रश्न पडला तुम्हाला अँड्सचा?
जर सोईंग नंतर जर अँड्सने अटॅक केला सीड्सवर तर?
नाही, मला काय म्हणायचं आहे हा प्रॅक्टिकल प्रश्न. आता अँड्सचा सीडवर अटॅक हा मी म्हणजे पहिल्यांदाच ऐकला तुमच्याकडनं. तर असा प्रश्न तुम्हाला कुठं पडला किंवा कुठं ऐकलं का एखाद्या शेतकऱ्याकडे असं काही झालेलं वगैरे प्रॅक्टिकली?
कल्याणी, बोला.
हॅलो.
मे बी सर नेटवर्क इश्यू मुळे त्या विद्यार्थिनी लेफ्ट झाल्यात. ओके, तोपर्यंत आपण दुसरा प्रश्न.
ऍक्च्युली अँड्स जे आहेत ना, मुंग्या, ओके, हे जनरली जे काही इन्सेक्ट्स आहेत, अदर इन्सेक्ट्स आहेत त्यावर फीड करतात किंवा जे काही गोड पदार्थ आहे त्याच्यावर फीड करतात. मुंग्या ज्या काही आहेत, ऍफिड्स आहे, मावा आहे, आपल्या शरीरातून गोड पदार्थ बाहेर टाकतात. त्या गोड पदार्थावर अँड्स किंवा मुंग्या ह्या फीड करतात. जनरली मुंगी साखर खाते आपल्याला माहिती आहे, म्हणजे तिला गोड जास्त आवडतं मुंगीच्या बाबतीमध्ये. किंवा मुंगळे आहेत, मुंगळा आहे, आपल्याला गुळाच्या भेलीला मुंगळे लागतात वगैरे वगैरे. ठीक आहे. आणि त्याच्यामुळं गोड त्यांना जास्त आवडतं आणि त्याच्यामुळं हे मुंग्या सुद्धा म्हणजे किडी म्हणजे बियांवर अटॅक करतात. हे मला तरी मी पहिल्यांदाच ऐकलं असं मला वाटतं. कदाचित माझा तो गैरसमज असेल किंवा मी ऐकलं नसेल, परंतु प्रॅक्टिकली तसं काही प्रश्न.
सर, कधी कधी काय होतं, आता समजा ग्राउंडनट आहे किंवा सिसमी आहे किंवा एनी पल्स क्रॉप, या क्रॉपचे सीड्स जेव्हा आपण सो करतो विदाउट एनी सीड ट्रीटमेंट, त्या मुलीचा प्रश्न काय होता की अशा बियाणांचं जर आपण म्हणतो आपण ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंग करतोय, बरोबर, तर ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंग करत असताना सीड ट्रीटमेंट मध्ये केमिकल नाही वापरायचं, तर मग ते ट्रीटमेंटसाठी कोणती गोष्ट वापरायची की जेणेकरून मग जेव्हा पेरणी केली तर अशा वेळी मुंग्या नाही खाणार आहेत? कारण कधी कधी होतं सर, हा जो प्रश्न आहे ना तिचा, चिनाईन आहे कितपत या बाबतीत मीही थोडी साशंकित आहे, परंतु होतं सर शेंगदाणा वगैरे या पिकांमध्ये.
बरं, ठीक आहे. येस, ठीक आहे. तर आता आपल्या ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंग मध्ये आता जुन्या काळामध्ये आता तो
हा.
सीड ट्रीटमेंट संदर्भात थोडस अग्रोनॉमिस्ट चांगल्या प्रकारे सांगू शकतील. परंतु
definitely,
आता
sir.
काही वेळेस जी काही शेणाची आणि गोमूत्राची सीड ट्रीटमेंट आपल्या ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंग मध्ये असायची अगोदर, गोमूत्र वगैरे शेण, किंवा सुरुवातीला अगोदर कपाशी बीटी कॉटन यायच्या अगोदर काही ज्या काही व्हेरायटीज असायच्या जी शेतकरी वापरायचे, तर त्याची जी सरकी काढल्याच्या नंतर त्याची पेरणी करत असताना त्याला ऍसिड ट्रीटमेंटच्या ऐवजी काही शेतकरी त्याला शेणाची वगैरे ट्रीटमेंट करायची. तर अशा प्रकारच्या काही सीड ट्रीटमेंट आपल्याला तिथे करता येऊ शकतात.
राईट सर.
हा, त्याच प्रकारे काही प्रिव्हेंटिव्ह मेजर्स आहेत की जिथं आपल्याला आता काही काही प्रश्नांवर उत्तर ऑर्गॅनिक मध्ये
एक्झॅक्टली बरोबर आहे.
नाही सापडले तर आपल्याला इनऑर्गॅनिक कडे सुद्धा जावं लागू शकतं,
जावं
समजा
लागू
प्रादुर्भाव जास्त असेल तर अशा वेळेस.
बरोबर आहे. ओके, थँक्यू सो मच सर, धन्यवाद. आणखी काही मुलं स्वतःला अनम्यूट करत होते तर कृपया एकेकाने रेज हँड करा, मी त्यांना अनम्यूट करते. ज्यांना प्रश्न विचारायचे त्यांनी स्वतःला रेज हँड या पर्यायाचा वापर करा. मी तुम्हाला अनम्यूट करते किंवा मग स्वतः अनम्यूट होऊन प्रश्न विचारू शकता. If you want to ask the question to sir, you just unmute yourself, otherwise you choose the option raise hand. Then I will unmute you.
हॅलो.
Yes.
सर, आपण कॉटन फीड मध्ये थ्रिप्स पडले तर आपण पेस्टिसाइड कोणते यूज करू शकतो
हॅलो,
ऑर्गॅनिक मध्ये? हॅलो,
हा बोला.
कॉटनवर जर थ्रिप्स पडले सर तर
हा.
आपण बायोपेस्टिसाइड ऑर्गॅनिक मध्ये काय काय यूज करू शकतो?
कोण बोलतायत?
विशाल शिंदे सर.
First of all, you introduce yourself and then after you ask the question.
विशाल गजानन शिंदे सर.
ओके, विशाल गजानन शिंदे. थ्रिप्सच्या बाबतीमध्ये अतिशय चांगला प्रश्न आहे. फुलकिडे हा म्हणजे कॉटनवरचा एक महत्वाचा रस शोषण करणारा किडा आहे. मगाशी मी सांगितलं की आपल्याला रस शोषण करणाऱ्या जे काही थ्रिप्स आहेत, थ्रिप्सच्या नियंत्रणासाठी आपल्याला हे निळ्या रंगाचे जे काही चिकट सापळे आहेत त्यांचा वापर आपल्याला चांगल्या प्रकारे करता येऊ शकतो. पिवळ्या रंगाच्या चिकट सापळ्याकडे सहसा पांढरी माशी, तुडतुडे आकर्षित होतात, त्याला चिपकतात आणि मरतात. फुलकिड्यांच्या बाबतीमध्ये आपल्याला निळ्या रंगाचे प्लास्टिक कोटेड पेपर घ्यायचे आणि किंवा प्लास्टिकचे जे काही बकेट्स असतील त्याला निळ्या रंगाचं वॉर्निश आहे, ऑइल पेंट मारायचं आणि त्याला एरंडीचं तेल लावायचं, जेणेकरून हे जे काही थ्रिप्स आहेत, फुलकिड्या आहेत, त्याला चिपकतात आणि मरतात. हा एक महत्वाचा भाग आहे. दुसरी गोष्ट निंबोळी अर्क आहे. निंबोळी अर्काचा किंवा 10,000 ppm निमार्क असेल किंवा 1500 ppm चा असेल, 1500 ppm चा निंबोळी अर्क 25 मिली प्रति 10 लिटर पाण्यामध्ये, 10,000 ppm चा असेल तर 10 मिली प्रति 10 लिटर पाण्यामध्ये मिसळून याची सुद्धा आपल्याला फवारणी करता येऊ शकते. गोमूत्राच्या बाबतीमध्ये सुद्धा मी सांगितलं की गोमूत्राचा सुद्धा वापर आपल्याला या कीड नियंत्रणामध्ये किंवा करता येऊ शकतो, त्यांचा वापर करता येऊ शकतो, तर तो सुद्धा आपल्याला करता येईल. तर अशा प्रकारे या आणि त्याच प्रकारे व्हर्टिसिलियम लेकॅनी आहे. व्हर्टिसिलियम लेकॅनीचा जो काही वापर आहे तो जे काही सॉफ्ट बॉडीड इन्सेक्ट्स असतात, मावा असेल, पिटेड एकूण असेल, यांच्या नियंत्रणासाठी आपल्याला करता येऊ शकतो. दशपर्णी आहे, दशपर्णी अर्क आहे.
हॅलो.
हा बोला
सर, माझं मत काय होतं, म्हणजे ETL लेवल मध्ये सध्या माझं क्रॉप समजून घे, त्याच्यावर 8-9 थ्रिप्स पडलेले एका प्लांट, आणि त्याला लवकर रिझल्ट पाहिजे आपल्याला. त्यासाठी
ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंगच्या बाबतीमध्ये ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंग हे लवकर रिझल्ट पेक्षा आपल्या याच्यामध्ये निसर्गाचं संतुलन, बॅलन्स ऑफ द नेचर, बायोडायव्हर्सिटीवर ऍडव्हर्स इफेक्ट होऊ नये, हा त्याचा म्हणजे पर्याय आहे. समजा तुम्हाला लवकर रिझल्ट पाहिजेत असतील तर मग तुम्हाला वेगवेगळ्या केमिकल्स कडे जावं लागेल. त्यामध्ये फिप्रोनिल आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये फ्लोनिकॅमिड आहे, तर त्याच्यामध्ये वेगवेगळे जे काही मॉलिक्युल्स आहेत ज्याला आपण आंतरप्रवाही कीटकनाशक म्हणू, त्यांचा आपल्याला वापर तिकडे जावं लागेल आपल्याला इन्स्टंट रिझल्ट पाहिजेत असतील तर. कारण इथं आपल्याला ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंग मध्ये आपल्याला सर्वांचा विचार करायचा आहे, निसर्गाचा विचार करायचा आहे, मित्रकिडींचा विचार करायचा आहे, मित्र जे काही पक्षी आहे त्यांचा सुद्धा विचार करायचा आहे. आपण डायरेक्ट केमिकल कडे जाऊ आणि आपल्याला डायरेक्ट रिझल्ट हवे असतील तर मग आपल्याला हे बॅलन्स करता येणार नाही. म्हणून सध्या इकॉलॉजीचा जो काही सध्या डिस्टर्ब झालेली आहे आपलं नैसर्गिक संतुलन म्हणून, त्याच्यासाठी ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंग आहे. आणि आपल्याला डायरेक्ट रिझल्ट पाहिजेत असतील तर मग आपल्याला केमिकलकडे जावं लागेल.
मित्रांनो, एक गोष्ट लक्षात घ्या, ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंग मध्ये म्हणजे सेंद्रिय शेतीमध्ये डायरेक्ट रिझल्ट नसल्या कारणामुळेच त्याच्या मध्ये जी अपेक्षित आपल्याला ग्रोथ पाहिजे ती भेटत नाहीये. परंतु आता जसं नॉर्थ ईस्टचे सर सकाळी बोलले, तर कंटिन्युएशन मध्ये आपण हा प्रोग्राम ठेवला एक 5 वर्ष, 6 वर्ष, 7 वर्ष, तर नंतर आपल्याला त्याच्यामध्ये रिझल्ट पाहायला मिळणार. आणि आपलं जे ग्रीडी नेचर आहे ना माणसाचं, इन्स्टंट रिझल्ट, तर निसर्गाचं असं नाहीये, इन्स्टंट रिझल्ट देत नाही. आणि मग दिलं तर इतक्या मोठ्या प्रमाणात मध्ये पनिशेबल रिझल्ट असतात. जसं की आपण कोविड-19 ची सिच्युएशन पाहिले, पूर्ण पूर्ण जग बंद होऊ शकतं, एवढे इन्स्टंट रिझल्ट होऊ शकतात मग जर आउटब्रेक झाला तर. आणि तो आउटब्रेक होऊ नये करिता आपण ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंग कडे वळणार आहोत. तर आय होप यू अंडरस्टँड व्हॉट आय मीन टू से, व्हॉट सर सेड, दॅट इकोलॉजिकल बॅलन्स इज व्हेरी व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. सो वी यूज इको फ्रेंडली रिसोर्सेस, eco-friendly management to take first steps towards the sustainability. That is most important. I hope you understand. Any question? Any other question? Please raise your hand. Otherwise, unmute yourself. I think sir प्रश्न संपलेत. सो आपण आता इकडे थांबणार आहोत. खरंच सरांनी आपलं महत्वाची गोष्ट मी इथे नमूद करू इच्छिते, सरांची कालपासून तब्येत बिलकुल ठीक नव्हती, तरी देखील सरांनी आपल्याला जवळजवळ 2 तास आपल्याला खूप चांगले मार्गदर्शन केले. आणि जे कोणी आपल्यापैकी विद्यार्थी मित्र पुढे जाऊन सेंद्रिय शेती करतील, तर त्यांना सुरुवातीच्या कालावधीमध्ये जेव्हा कीड नियंत्रणाचा प्रश्न उपस्थित होईल, तेव्हा कशा पद्धतीने आपण मॅनेजमेंट पहिल्यांदा वापरायचं, त्याच्यानंतर हळूहळू जर होतच नसेल तर केमिकल, अशा पद्धतीने मॅनेजमेंट कसं करायचं यासाठी सरांनी आपल्याला मित्र किडींबद्दल असू द्यात किंवा वेगवेगळे फॉर्म्युलेशन्स असतील ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंग बद्दल, तर खूप चांगली माहिती दिलेली आहे. आणि सरांचं सादरीकरण तर त्याच्याबद्दल काही दुमतच नाहीये सर. तुमचं सादरीकरण देखील अतिशय उत्तम होतं. त्याबद्दल कृषी विज्ञान केंद्र बदनापूर आणि आमचे पूर्ण ट्रेनिंग मधले जे पार्टिसिपेंट आहेत, प्रशिक्षणार्थी आहेत, त्यांच्या सर्वांच्या वतीने मी डॉक्टर दीपाली कांबळे आपले मनपूर्वक आभारी आहे की आपण इथे आमच्यासोबत जोडले गेलात आणि आपला सुट्टीचा वेळ आमच्यासाठी दिलात. त्याबद्दल पुनश्च एकदा आपल्या सर्वांचे, तुमचे स्पेशली मनपूर्वक आभार मानून आजचे हे सेशन इथेच संपलं असं मी जाहीर करते. त्यानंतर सर्वांना अशी विनंती आहे